show, ladies and gentlemen, coming up later tonight, video journalist John Alford. Also, for the first time anywhere in American television, it's very important, and we're very excited about it. Elevator race. My first guest, Jay Leno, is an actor, a comedian. He has been featured in numerous films and television programs. Aside from his acting talents, he is also, and this is true, one of the best nightclub comics working anywhere today. Please welcome Jay Leno.
Your sports today, kind of sad, huh? Did you read about that? Ali getting back in the ring again. April 28th in Las Vegas, he's fighting Buddy Hepson. Looks like Chrysler's having some problems. Anybody here got a cat car? Have you seen the cat car? You can imagine what cars A through J used to look like, huh? Lee Iacocca says, "Tell your K car now, you get immediate delivery because they're overstocked." Overstocked. They still got 56 DeSotos to take a bit of now. Let's face it, we don't like small cars. Americans like big cars. I have the last of the really big American cars. I've got a 1955 Buick Roadmaster. This is when you get cars on the field. No padded dashboard on this car. You hit your head on the dash, that push it off and sells to somebody else. Well, I can turn off the siren, but I was driving a Buick. What a death wagon this thing is, boy. Reaching out like Bowie sticking out of the gas. Windshield's about 6 feet from the steering wheel, so if he hits something, he just free falls through space for 2 minutes. Yeah, that's through the plate glass windshield. And this is a big car. This car's 7 for dinner. Okay? The car is big, it's clumsy, it eats gas, but it's great for scaring the hell out of a Honda Civic on the Jersey Turnpike, boy. You pull up behind a Honda Civic, he thinks it's Jaws. Taking up all 4 lanes, little head, big steering wheel, you know. Look like a maniacal weevil. About once or twice a week, I find a Toyota Corolla crushed up under the fender wells. You know, just gotta get on the freeway. Out of the way. My mom wanted to be patriotic. My mom bought a Chevette. What a Cheerio box this thing is. $6,800 she paid for this car. That's what she paid for the house 2 years ago, okay? It's a nice car. It's a nice car. It's a cute car. It's got no power. Put a bag of groceries on the seat next to me. I got it down to keep it moving. And it's light. You know, you don't realize how little these cars are until you drive them. You know, I'm driving this stupid thing. I pull up to my house, I open the door, I hit this wall. I don't remember this wall being here. It was the curb. I got to set up to cut grass. The American gas station, the service station, here's another joke. Remember the old days used to pull in, check your oil, check your water, let me get that windshield for you. But now the station down here at the corner, the station owned and operated by Abdul Yashima. The guy's cooking dogs in the workday there. Men with sabers up at the milk. They have a holy wall with the Iraqi cavalry station across the street. I gotta go. Men's room, 3 o'clock. Everybody's going like this. Hey, I'm trying to buy unleaded, all right, pal? Who are these people? The American stations and all that. See what a lot of the stations are doing now? This is pretty smart. A lot of the American companies have managed to combine the all-night news market with the 24-hour gas station to try and give you a one-stop rivalry center. See, this criminals don't have to drive around all night wasting gas. You pull in at 9:15, you shoot the attendant, you're in bed by 11. Anyway, car insurance is another ripoff. Who are these crooks? Cheap insurance companies. You ever see these guys? Couple of accidents, drunk driving convictions, maybe you killed an officer at the Department of Motor Vehicles. Huh? Your credit's no good, no problem. My credit's no good either. And why do they always try to get bad drivers to sign with them? They never call you a bad driver before you sign. They always call you something like an unlucky one. Huh? Hey, you every now and then you like to have a few drinks, maybe plow into the side of the school bus. Sure, you have a lot of tequila, but maybe you have a little burn in there. What a stupid place to go playground. That kid had no right being on the swings at 1 o'clock. Then you get yourself a lawyer. These guys are great, too. Now they got a legal clinic at Montgomery Ward. Have you seen it? What kind of yin-yang goes to Montgomery Ward looking for a lawyer? You figure you're up for manslaughter. Come on,
Montgomery Ward, homicide.
Excuse me, Mr. Are any attorneys available?
I'm just what's out there, I guess.
What do you do when you appeal? You come back 6 months later. Yeah, I'm trying to find my attorney. Oh, yes, he's in housewares.
Show. This, of course, is Jay Leno. Very funny. I haven't seen you work for a long time. Very funny.
Well, thank you.
Your work.
It's a fine group you have here, Niven.
Thank you very much. They're all here for the elevator races a little bit.
I'm on road and track.
You came in from Los Angeles last night.
My wife thinks I went out for cigarettes. You went home. I said, uh-oh.
Yeah, took the late flight. Huh?
I enjoy Jeff for the food, you know it.
Yeah.
What annoys me about flying is that pilots always have pilot names. You know that? So like, I was your pilot. My Tiger will be flying down. I was Jim Hunt, you know. You never get Angela Bluebottom. There must be ethnic people flying. They're searching for weapons. This is the stupidest. Yeah, I mean, you go through the X-ray machine, they open your bags, you go through all your stuff, then you get on the plane, you sit down to eat, they give everybody steak knives. You get 20 years in jail. I don't like 20 years fun. I like, this is the toughest airport in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear announcements there you don't hear anywhere else. You know, attention, Vinny is dead. Jimmy the Weasel.
Jimmy the Weasel.
Jimmy the Weasel. Keep an eye on you haven't had him on.
I haven't had Jimmy on. You like the airline slogans?
Airline slogans?
Yeah, the airline that get you there, the air run by...
Oh, it's just, you know, like Delta, the airline run by professionals. What's TWA, volunteers?
So you're originally from this area, huh? Boston and New York?
New York, started here in New York, went out to L.A. Yeah. You know, there's something about New York. I'm in the subway today, okay? We're driving around. And it's the same New York City subway. That's a perfect example. They don't want the Now, there's a sign in the New York subway. It says, you've seen the sign. It's an empty subway car. It says, no spitting. Spit when I got on the train. And you realize they're making a value judgment here about the people in New York. I wasn't going to get an airplane. The stewardess said that we'll be flying at 30,000 feet. The pilot must turn on the no spitting sign.
We mentioned in your introduction that you're one of the best comics working in clubs today.
Your own intro. I enjoy it.
You do a lot, of course, I know you do. You do a lot of events, material.
Stuff.
Yeah. A little bit.
Interesting. See, a lot of people think the English are down there for the oil and mineral rights in the island. I mean, the only reason I think it's true that England even goes to war at all anymore is just so they can get more stories for Masterpiece Theater. Diana having a baby. When does that do? Anybody? When is that? July. That's just what that country needs. Another $450,000 a year amount to do.
I'm happy you were here.
Well,
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. But right now, intermission.
Some of you might know his face. He's been every place. Been on John Davidson 100 times.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jay Leno.
It's great to be here, huh?
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me change that. It's not great to be here. It's fabulous to be here, huh? Oh, boy. I'll tell you something, you know. Oh, boy.
You make a
David,
stunning entrance.
Oh, it's terrific. You know, it's guys like you. You know, in the old days, you hit a guy with a pie, it was funny. Today, guys like Dave, they want to know why you hit him with the pie. What's the motivation for the pie? And I think it's shows like this that are getting the kids off the drugs and back in front of the TV where they belong, huh?
How much was the cape?
Well, when you're in this business, Dave, it's
Had
all
one hanging
right
in
up.
your closet?
Had one hanging in there. You know, you do so many of these things.
Yeah, I know. You're working. Where have you been performing lately? I know you just got in from the West Coast, as we
Got
say.
in from the West Coast, opened a new comedy club in Boston, was up in Amish country. Have you ever been up there in Amish country? Very nice. Worked a little club up there. People are very straight. Ooh, you know, like I said to the club owner, I said, can I talk about electricity? He said, too hip, too hip.
It must really be a relief to a hip guy like yourself being in New York. And
Well, I come to a town like this, David, and it's theater, dining. Saw a fabulous show tonight. Went to a film, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The special edition. Have you seen this? Fabulous. Then we went to a little kind of out-of-the-way steak place down. It's not far from here. Tad's, do you know it? I'll tell you. There were 9 of us. It cost me $22.50. I'll tell you something. If the food is good, I don't mind bussing my own table. You know?
You eat out a lot then, huh?
Oh, when you're in this business, Dave,
Yeah.
you know.
You like fancy places generally?
No, I'm not, I don't go for the fancy stuff, you know. It's a tough business, people that work in those. Whenever I walk by, like the McDonald's and the Burger King down here, you ever look in the window, you see that one lonely kid standing there with a trainee hat on? Huh? Why do they make him wear the trainee hat, huh? It's bad enough the kid's making terrible money. He's got to wear a hat that says, I'm a moron on the side of it. Trainee for what? What's he working with, plutonium down there, huh? What are you, a trainee? Oh, you better keep away from these shakes, then it gets pretty dangerous. I've seen those strawberry shakes just pull a man's arm right out of sight. But I'll tell you, I don't like the fancy. Even in those places, I don't like the fancy. I don't like food that has sexual connotations, you know? If I go into Jack in the Box and McDonald's, I want a hamburger. I don't want a Big Jack, you know? I don't want a Whopper. I don't want Wendy hot and juicy on my burger. And I especially don't want any secret sauce on it either, all right, pal? This is the only country in the world where ketchup and mustard constitute secret sauce.
You seem hot about this issue.
David, it's something that's got to be done, and hopefully with the new administration.
Yeah, well, like you say, we're ahead of the Russians in the area of secret sauce.
Apparently we are, but who knows how long that can last.
We're going to pause here. It's a special night, isn't it?
Oh,
and
boy.
I'm
The glitter, the tinsel, it literally seems to come alive. Doesn't it, ladies and gentlemen?
We're going to pause for a commercial. We'll be back to talk some more with Mr. Leno. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my very first special. Of course, Mr. Jay Leno is with us. Later tonight, we will have author James Clavell. Amy Carter, a wonderful young woman, will be out here. Also, actress Terry Garr will be joining us. And you're getting to know more and more about Mr. Harv Mann, and now back to discuss more things with Mr. Leno. You mentioned films. I know that you've been in a couple of films. You've been in a lot of films.
Been in a lot of films. Went to see a fabulous film last night. Have you seen this, Rocky III? Have you seen it? Now, you know, surprisingly, he plays a boxer in this one. Have you seen it? They're one of the most versatile actors I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. You watch people come out of it. It's like you watch couples come out, you know. And if the woman says, oh, I didn't like it, it wasn't for me, the guy will say, oh, man, he was great, he was fast, he could move, he had a lot of dough, he could punch, he was a heavyweight champ. But see, then if the woman liked the film, if it's like, oh, I thought he was cute and sensitive and handsome and strong, the guys always say something like, well, yeah, I read somewhere he was gay or something.
That seems to be a trend, a topic for motion pictures more and more these days.
The homosexual theme?
Seems to be, yeah.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, Dave is too modest. But I think if it wasn't for the quiet financial backing of guys like Dave, I don't think a lot of these gay projects could go off the ground. I'll tell you something. You know, people... I don't care what anybody does in the privacy of their own home. Why do people get all upset about it? As long as they're not on my lawn. This is what I say. I don't want to have to turn the hose on anybody. Hey, honey, those homosexuals are on the lawn again. You just put the Scott's turf builder down there, and it can ruin a whole lawn.
Oh, boy. This is a special night. I know you love television. You watch a lot of TV. You got cable. See, now here in New York, I don't have cable TV. In L.A.,
you don't have cable?
We don't qualify for it.
Oh, remember when they sold you the cable, the fabulous promises, how Luciano Pavarotti live from the Met, Brezhnikov, American Ballet Theater. I get midget wrestling from Cleveland City. I'm paying $20 a month to watch Professor Tanaka beat up Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant.
You know what I saw on cable the other night? I saw a show. I don't think I've seen this show in 15 years. Rifleman, you remember this show?
Sure. Yeah.
I used to love this show as a kid, and I said, oh, it was on at like 2 o'clock or something. I said, I'm going to watch this. I haven't seen it in a long time. I'm watching the show, and about halfway through the show, I realized this Lucas McCain, this man is a serious psychopath, this guy. And every time he goes to town, he shoots somebody with this rifle. He doesn't just shoot people. He blows the hell out of them with this thing, and he makes his son watch. Hey, watch this, Mark. Bam, 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 bam. I think he's dead, Pop. Bam, 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 bam. He's dead now, son. I like Westerns. You Western?
I don't see many Westerns these days.
I like any Western that has a posse in it. You know? Do you ever remember seeing a film where the posse ever caught anybody? No.
Mm-mm.
This is because a posse is the most ineffectual form of law enforcement ever invented. This is the stupidest way to catch criminals. Because the whole idea of a posse is self-defeating. You know, they always have that big scene. Let's get all the men here in the center of town. Micah, you go out to Zeke's place, get his boys. Charlie, go to the bunkhouse, bring every man you can get. Everybody here, everybody together? All right, let's split up.
Mr. Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen, helping to make this a special evening. Jay Leno. Welcome back to the show. In the next half hour, we'll begin our exciting elevator races. You won't want to miss that. I know I won't. My first guest has been here several times before. The last time he helped us with the festivities on my first network special. He is currently appearing at the East Side Comedy Club on Long Island. We'll try and get more specific information in a moment. Please welcome Jay Leno.
Hello, David. Hello, David. Have you seen the paper here? Have you seen the paper? Hinckley not sorry. Hasn't this kid suffered enough, ladies and gentlemen? Huh? What is he getting? 50 days in the hospital. What are we, animals in this country? I feel sorry. I feel sorry for the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hinckley, you know. I mean, what do you tell your neighbors when your son was kicked out of the Nazi party for being too violent? You know, he just couldn't get along with the other Nazis. I don't know. It's always the same. You see this? He's a drifter, he's a loner, he's a transient without many friends. You know why these people are loners? It's real simple. You go up to him, you say, what are you going to do with your life? I'm thinking of shooting the president. Yeah, I got to run, Bob, all right? I guess you'll be a loner. Says here, people are blaming the jury. The jury should be acquitted on grounds of insanity. That's what I say. But a great paper here, certainly. And that's my beat. Big thing here about the space shuttle. You been following that?
No, I haven't, Jay.
Well, it's all right here
All there
in
in the
New
Post.
York's finest newspaper, huh? Boy, this makes the Inquirer look like the New York Times, this newspaper. Big here about the space. You know, people applauding that, too. You know what's interesting about this shuttle? You watch it, and they're up there now, and it's not as good as TV. You know? This is true. When the space shuttle landed the last time, and the astronauts get out, and they knew everybody was safe, they go out and they interview various people to get their opinions in the space shuttle. And I'm watching this on network news. I can't say the network, I'll probably get many, but this is true. I'm watching on network news. The first guy they interview when they know the astronauts are safe, they didn't interview Christopher Kraft from the space program or Neil Armstrong. They interviewed Leonard Nimoy from Star Trek. Are there any Klingons up there? This is so it can be real to people, you know? I think the shuttle is great. I think it's terrific. I just quit. I wish they'd quit telling me how all the advances will trickle down to help me. You know, it's like these pictures from, what was it, Voyager 2 in Time magazine. They send crystal clear pictures 80 million miles across space. I walk across the street here to Photomat. They can't find mine, you know? And whenever people at Photomat give you the wrong pictures, they never apologize. They always try to convince you those are your pictures, you know? I don't think these are mine. Are you sure? You know, the topless woman with the zip gun is not my mom. Haig is out. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that
Haig
either,
has
Jay.
resigned, I guess, doing the show, being
Yeah,
a
I've
busy
been wrapped
guy.
up backstage.
I found out why he resigned. I don't think a lot. They had a thing in Newsweek, but that didn't cover it. Apparently, he and Reagan had a disagreement over whether to use nuclear weapons at the rally in Central Park.
My turn now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, you mentioned the rally in Central
Did you
Park.
go to the rally?
Let me ask you, did you go to the rally?
Well, I don't know. You show me yours first. No, I was at the rally. You know, you go to these rallies. I mean, how many people went? A lot of people go?
Sure. Well, a lot of it was over 500,000.
Half
That's
a
a lot of
million.
folks.
But there were people from all over the world, all different groups. You know what the largest single group was at the rally? And this surprised me, that there were so many. Were the Elvis impersonators against war? Did you see them? Literally hundreds of them coming down 8th Avenue going, thank you very much, thank you very much. You know, then you go to these rallies, and there are a lot of people, David, there that are there for less than humanitarian reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see people on the rally, stop war, buy a lemon ice here. You know, they're really not as involved as they should be.
Me again?
Go ahead,
Okay.
go on.
Okay. I notice you have, I've never seen you in a piece of conventional sportswear. You
This
have,
is a sweater. I
you
did
have
the
a golf sweater
I did the Duke Children's Golf Classic. I just came back from there. It's a
The
thing
Duke
to raise
Children's
money
Golf-
for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Didn't know I was a golfer.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I play golf.
Really?
You know where I have trouble in golf, and I think a lot of people. I do fine until I get to that windmill. You know? You know what I'm saying? The little bridge, no problem.
We're going to pause. Jay has more jokes relating to his wardrobe. We'll get to those when we come back with Jay Leno. Hi, hello, welcome back to the show. Jay Leno is here, and tonight it's an exciting night to be here. Clara McAllister from Albany, New York is here to defend her elevator racing championship. Before we continue, you've never, ever, ever dressed like this before in your life, have you?
Well, no, this is...
For the sake of one joke, you put on the little sweater and you come out here.
Quit riding me, I tell you. Quit needling me. No, I got this sweater at the golf tournament, so I figured I would wear it.
Do you follow any other sports?
Not really. I watch the World Series once in a while.
Well, that would be once a year.
Oh, once a year,
Yeah,
I guess
once
so.
a year.
I saw it last year. When
Uh-huh.
Who was the guy? Ron Say? I saw that when the guy got
Ron
hit with
Say
the
from
head.
the Dodgers.
Guy got hit with a baseball going, what, like 98 miles an hour. And the guy gets knocked out cold. And I was sitting there watching. I said to myself, the worst part is really not getting hit by the baseball, because that happens so fast, you're out like a light. The worst part is sitting in your hospital bed with your head in bandages, turning on the news, and watching yourself get hit again. And then in slow motion, and whenever they show something like that in slow motion, there's always some moron somewhere in the country turning on the TV right at that moment going, why doesn't he get out of the way? I'm not going that fast.
A guy like yourself,
Guy
perhaps.
like myself
Yeah,
might say that, sure.
yeah. Now, I do know that your favorite, one of your favorite things to do in your free time, you have some free time occasionally. You're not always
occasionally,
working.
David.
Let's clear this up right away, though. The East Side Comedy Club on Long Island. Now,
In
Long Island
Southampton.
is a huge place.
Oh, it's tremendous. 15,000 seater it is.
No. Where, pinpoint for us, where on Long Island the folks can come and see this
It's
show?
in Southampton.
Southampton, the East Side.
I'm
yeah.
working with a guy named Joel Bolster, very good comedian.
Mhm.
And
Call Ticketron now if you want to get a seat.
Now.
Yeah.
Ticketron now.
And you'll be there beginning
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. All right.
Tomorrow night.
Now, where were we?
We're talking
Oh,
about
yeah. What you like to do is you motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
You're a big motorcycle enthusiast.
Got 8 motorcycles now.
8 motorcycles.
8 motorcycles. You know, something I read, and did you want it? Some psychologist, did you see this, said that the motorcycle is supposed to be an extension of the male sex organ. You see that? I think that's silly. I mean, the fact that I drive the biggest bike. Sure, I go through the Lincoln Tunnel every now and then, but people put all these Freudian things on it, and I think it's wrong.
It's just a recreation
I'm
with
not sorry.
Now, I know that you have, your wife has a kitty.
A kitty?
Kitty?
Yes, she does. We're traveling with the cat.
Oh, you
which
travel with
is
the cat?
Just wonderful.
Travel, yeah, they love
We've been
it.
on the road with this cat, which is... The other night I bought the wrong brand of cat food, so the next day the kitty wouldn't eat. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put him in the closet for 6 weeks. I think he'll eat, all right? No. I like dogs better than cats. Huh? See, you have dogs, right? You have dogs.
You've divided this audience and something ugly could
See,
transpire here.
Women know why men like dogs. Men like to stand up and give lectures and give orders and stuff, and at least the dog will pretend to be interested in what the guy is saying, you know? You ever see men with cats? Kitty, come over here. Meow, meow. That cat is so stupid! Right out in there, ooh, big face hanging down, you know? Dog will sit there, pretend to take notes while the guy's talking. Cats run away. My wife's cat ran away for 3 days. She sends me out in the middle of the night, driving around looking for the cat, okay? Like the cat's gonna stick to the main road. Well, if he's trying to get to Philly, I think the Jersey Pike is his best bet. After 3 days, the cat comes la-di-don back into the house again. Like an idiot, I say, where have you been? First of all, the cat's gonna lie anyway. Okay, this is inevitable.
I want to thank you for being here for our elevator races, number
Thank you.
2
Oh,
of the
I'll
season.
be watching that. I
All
was
right.
here the last time
That's right,
I did
and
it, so
you'll be at the East Side Comedy Club.
The East
beginning
Side Comedy
tomorrow
Club
night,
tomorrow
ladies
night.
and gentlemen. We're going to pause. We'll be right back after station identification. Paul Schaefer and the band, and my thanks to Terry Gathman, who talked to us on the phone earlier. Very nice gentleman. My first guest, also a very nice gentleman and a talented stand-up comedian, is an actor, and an author of a book, it says here, which is destined to become a bestseller. He's appearing tomorrow night. It's not too late to charter a bus now. He'll be tomorrow night at the Laugh Stop in, yes, Houston, Texas. So please welcome Mr. Jay Leno. Hi, Jay.
Hello, Dave. How are you?
You look very casual, but yet very authoritarian.
Yeah, that's what the guy at Sears said the outfit would do to me.
Yeah, looks like Ward Cleaver. He'd
Yeah,
be in the
this is-
den with that on. Yeah.
I got this at Husky Boys. You like it?
Author of a new book?
That's right.
Can that be possible? Destined to become a bestseller. Tell me about that.
Well, let me explain. You know, David, as you know, I travel a great deal. London, Paris, Pittsburgh Comedy Club. And whenever I travel, people say to me, Jay, what is a Dave Letterman? And rather than get into a long, detailed explanation, I've written, I guess, what's popularly called an unauthorized biography. Let me get it for you. It's called Davey, We Hardly Know You. Get a shot?
Right there. Hold it up
right
there.
here?
Yeah.
It's a priceless introduction to Dave Letterman that will enrich every home. The glitter, the tinsel, the tears, the laughter. It's the heartwarming story of that funny little late-night clown that's always laughing on the outside, crying on the inside.
Crying on the inside, yeah.
If I can you get a shot of it? As you can see, there's a shot of Dave right there on the cover. And on the back, there's a little picture of me there. You see that there? And there's a whole 212-page supplement on me and what I've been doing.
Oh,
and things
it's kind
like
of about the author information.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is, people stop me on the street. They say, Jay, is it all show business, the book? Well, no, it isn't, Dave. There's a chapter I call The Early Letterman Years. If you will, the wonder years.
The wonder years, yeah.
Ages 1 through 12, I guess. And I guess that's a time when most performers acquire a personality. You know, most kids that age have heroes, I guess race car drivers or, you know, football players. And you had your own special kind of heroes too, didn't you, Dave? And your mom was kind enough to give us a photo of your bedroom when you were 11. This is taken from the book. Can you get a shot of that there? Kind of give you an idea what Dave's room looked like. There we go. Yeah, another. And of course, one of the most popular chapters in the book is what I call the Hollywood years.
Oh, the Hollywood years.
You remember, Dave, when you first came to Hollywood and you and I shared that apartment and I was the messy one and you were the clean one? Remember the two English girls that lived downstairs?
No.
Remember Penny Marshall was my secretary? Do you remember?
No, this is not true. We never really lived together.
Well, Dave, it's a book. You got to take a little bit of license. I mean, you got to, you know, change things on a
now,
little bit.
What would, if anybody's interested in this particular tome, what would it go for?
I do want to emphasize, I wrote the book not for any financial gain for myself. Okay, I wrote the book purely to tell kind of a story. But if you do want the signed edition, it's $45, which I don't think is a lot of money.
$45?
$45. But if you order now, you not only get Davey, We Hardly Know You. We'll also include, now this is great, the Late Night Fun Pack. Can you get a shot of this? Can you see that? Now, let me show you how this works. Now here you see, now there's Dave and his famous boxer shorts. Can you see that? Now, inside here, you got all the outfits that David wears on the show. You see how that works? Now you can paste those on and swap them with your friends, and it's a lot of fun. And also, if you order tonight, and this is strictly for tonight because this is an offer I can't keep going, we'll also include the late night home game. Can you get a shot of that?
Great.
Now this is a lot of fun. Let me show you how this works. What happens is you...
Okay, wait a minute. I think, can you save how the game works? We have to pause for commercial. We'll be right back.
It's a bit unorthodox, but I guess it'll be all right.
We have operators on duty now. We'll be back with Jay Leno. Jay Leno is here. Also on tonight's program, filmmaker Werner Herzog will be joining us. And Jay is just, you wanted to finish up on the home game there? This is quite an offer.
The late night home game. This is a fabulous thing. As I said, what happens is here, you at home actually get to pretend that you're Dave Letterman. And what happens is here, you travel around the world just as David does, and you meet people from other lands. I know that's one of your favorite things to do.
We do
let me
that
show you how it
every
works. There's
opportunity.
cards in here. Let's see how it works. Here, we'll take a card at random. Just pick a card. What does this say? Oops, small town news. Go back 3 spaces. You see how it works? But it's a lot of fun. So for $45, I really don't think...
No, you can't go wrong.
You can't beat it.
And a limited offer.
Limited
now,
offer.
when you appear at the Houston Laugh Stop, now, by the way, that's L-A-F-F, so you know it's going to be fun.
Right.
Now, will you be selling? Will this offer be available?
No, this is strictly a one-time deal. I'd lose my shirt. I can't afford it.
But it's awfully nice of you to prepare that stuff.
Well, it's something.
I mentioned, of course, Mr. Herzog is on the
he's
show
great.
tonight.
He does amazing films.
You a big film buff, as they say?
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed at the films that are out. You know, I'm surprised. I'm surprised women aren't mad at the films that are out. You see these awful films where women get chopped up with chainsaws and axes. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's really terrible. Like Blood Beach, Halloween. Now they got Friday the 13th, Part 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's a real believable film. Woman opens a refrigerator, gets hit in the face with an axe. There's a pretty common household accident, huh? How many women every day you go for the frozen peas, get an axe on the bridge of the nose?
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder who writes these films. I think these films are usually written by guys that can't get sex, you know? There are a lot of Elmos, a lot of Melvins writing these movies. That's why the women in these movies are so stupid. You ever watch these films? The monsters only chase the women in toreador pants and heels. The women run about 15 feet, then they sit down in the street and they cry. And you see the monster come up behind them. Look, lady, I wasn't going to kill you, but you're being such an airhead about this, okay? I'm traveling 1.5 miles an hour. I'm dragging 50 feet of slime behind me here. I saw a film that had the stupidest female character. This film made my wife so mad. A film called Don't Answer the Phone. Anybody see this? Hey! Sitting there, movie begins, big letters, Don't Answer the Phone, directed by a guy who can't get sex, big letters, Don't Answer the Phone, producer Elmo Melvin, big letters again, Don't Answer the Phone. First scene of the film, ring, hello. I mean, the priest sitting next to me yelled, kill the bitch! It's terrible.
Oh, my.
It's awful.
Yeah. We gotta pause here again.
I'll wait here.
Okay, you do that. You wait there. We'll be right back after station identification with Mr. Jay Leno. Welcome back to the show. Mr. Jay Leno is here, and Werner Herzog will be joining us later in the program. Now, tomorrow night, this will be exciting. Abigail Van Buren will be here. This is Dear Abby, and in addition to Abby, we will have striking player, says here, for the Los Angeles Raiders, John Matuzak, and I guess it's no secret these kids are dating. So that'll be tomorrow night.
Will you ask Dear Abby a question?
I'll be happy to ask her a question.
She never answers a question. She just gives advice. You know, it's always like, Dear Abby, my husband's a good provider. We have a big car, a new house, a swimming pool, and 3 wonderful children. The only problem is on Wednesday nights, he runs into the bedroom wearing my bra and pants, swinging a bullwhip, and firing a .357 Magnum. What should I do? Bullet riddle. You know, and she always has good, sounds like a good provider. Hang on to him.
Would it be fair to say, I know you're a reasonable, intelligent young man, that you are a supporter of the women's movement?
No, actually I am, very much so. Both my wife and I are. It's been a tough year for women the past year. That toxic shock syndrome thing last year. What an embarrassing way to die. You know, you get hit by a diesel running across the highway, at least your family can explain this to people. How do you explain toxic shock? Gee, I heard your sister passed away, Bob. Too bad. What'd she die of? Yeah, she died of that, that tampon thing. The what? The tampon? I don't know. The thing blew up or something. I don't know how it works. I took it apart. I couldn't figure it out. Thing must have misfired somehow, I tell you. It's a horrible way to die. Donahue does good shows on women.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You watch, now you can't, I know you don't get up before 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Well, Donahue was not until 3, right?
Well, here in New York, he's on bright and early.
Well, la-di-da. What do you want from me, a couple of bucks? Hey, it's on at 3 o'clock where I live.
All right, so it's...
I saw the, what's the word, quintessential Donahue show the other day. It was Jewish, lesbian, single mothers, should they play sports? This had something for everybody. I like Phil Donahue. Sometimes he tries a little too hard. He had a guy on the other day. He just wrote a self-defense book for women. You know, I always like it when men write stuff for women or women write stuff for men. This is what the guy said. The guy said, if you're a woman and you're attacked, the first thing you should do is try to talk to your assailant. Honestly, now, if you're a woman and you're trapped in a dark alley, what are you going to say to a guy who's standing there naked with an axe? You know? Yeah, are your folks from the area? You know, there's not a lot you can discuss with the guy.
From the area.
From the area. Davy, we hardly know you. Also, in the book here, I'm including a plastic record of David doing a Goofy impression, which is kind of how he got started. I remember the early years. You did all the Disney characters.
Oh, sure, all the lovable kids from Disney. What are you angry about? You always have...
What's my beef?
Yeah, what is it?
I have a beef every time I come on this show. Had a big fight with the phone company the other day. I hate dealing with a phone company. They act like your parents, don't they? You break your phone, they try to teach you a lesson by making you stay in one day next week. You know? You broke your phone, you're grounded Wednesday between 9 and 5. No, do not know what time we'll be there, young man. You just sit and wait.
The old phone company. Now,
That's the true story. My phone broke. Made an appointment to get it fixed Wednesday. I went all day Wednesday. Nobody comes. Thursday, I'm real mad. I call from a payphone. Woman says, oh, we couldn't get out to your house yesterday. We tried to reach you, but apparently your phone is out of order. I says, when can you fix the phone? Will you be home next Thursday? Yeah, I'll be home next Thursday between 9 and 5. Okay, Thursday comes. I'm up at 8 o'clock. I'm staring at the front door for 7 hours waiting for this guy. Finally, at 4:30, I can't take any longer. I go in the bathroom for 2 minutes. I come out. There's a note on the door. Sorry, we missed you.
oh, my. So now you're leaving here. You're going to Houston tonight.
Yeah, I'll be in Houston tomorrow.
That's a leisurely trip, isn't it?
Oh, that's an enjoy trip.
Come all the way from... You came from California
yeah, I
to
love
New
coming
York.
here for scale. It's great coming all the way across. No, I go here and I go to Houston. Then I'm back home at the Ice House for a week. And then I go to Atlanta, the Punchline in Atlanta for a week. And then a new club here in New York called Caroline's on the 7th through the 20th. So that should be fun.
Where is Caroline's?
26th and 8th, I think, down in Chelsea. That's Caroline now, apparently.
What the hell was that? Who did that?
Suddenly, a shot rang out.
Well, good luck there at the, the Laugh Stop in Houston.
In Houston.
Laugh
Tomorrow
Stop in
night
Houston.
We open.
And say hello to everybody down there for us.
Thank
you very much
some
for
copies of this.
All right, you get to work. Mr. Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Werner Herzog. We're right in the middle of the Rocco Laurie Intermediate School 8th grade presidential election coverage, and also from the police. Sting is here tonight, and my first guest of the evening is a very talented actor, writer, stand-up comedian, and a good friend. He is appearing here in New York City through November 20th at Caroline's. Please welcome Jay Leno.
I was sitting back there, David, talking to some of the young people about the election, and I was feeling good about the democratic process, and then one of the young people asked me to give you this envelope. And $2.
Some money in the envelope for those of us who did not see it. It's some money in the envelope. Okay. You want to show them the envelope again?
Show them the envelope.
I don't think we ever really... There you go. How's life treating you?
Not too bad, Dave. Not too bad. Not too bad. Working out down at Caroline's for 2 weeks. New club here in the city. Mm-hmm. Current events, the whole bit.
Yeah? Things look pretty good?
Not too bad. You've been following this DeLorean thing?
Not intimately.
Big story in the Times. I sympathize with the problem. You know. I think most Americans sympathize with anybody that has a personal fortune of $78 million and is trying to raise a few extra bucks.
Money.
They arrested a suspect in the Tylenol thing today. Did you see that? They got the guy. Apparently, it turns out it was the same guy who was traveling around to all the famous restaurants and switching the regular coffee with the Folgers.
No kidding. a good thing he's going to be
That's right.
locked up.
Herpes has been in the news again. Been following that story? The herpes epidemic?
Well, I hear of it, sure.
Dating
I
bars,
don't
you
really
could
follow
fire.
it. I've heard of it, yeah.
Well, you don't want to follow too closely. You
No,
might get-
no.
You know, people get all upset about this herpes thing, but I think there's a disease among our young people that's much worse than herpes, and that, of course, would be cooties. I mean, seriously now, because if you think about it, to get herpes, you have to have some kind of sexual contact. You know, you go to any school in this country, there's kids 5 and 6 running around giving each other cooties, and it's great.
Now, last time you were here, you were talking about women and your...
Talking about women?
Yeah, and how you felt about...
Yes, I was.
What's on your mind tonight?
On my mind tonight, nothing. I was watching Donahue again this week. You made fun of me last time.
I didn't make fun of you.
Yes, you did.
You humiliated me in front of millions.
No, I didn't.
I like Donahue. He had a show on the other day about male sex problems. You know, and I just watched it out of curiosity. You know, you read so much. You know what they said the most common male sex problem was? Apparently, guy gets a little too excited too quickly, ruins it for the woman. I think this is a common problem. It's happened to every guy at some point in your life. I remember the first time it happened to me, 17 years old, had a date with this girl, you know, called her up and said, "Hi, Susie. Jay Leno, how you doing? Yeah, great. Listen, do you want to go out Wednesday night? You do? I'll call you right back." And after about 2 weeks, I got to the point I could just pull up in front of her house. "I'll be right back." Run down the mobile station, quick change.
Down to the mobile station.
When you're a kid, you're like a machine gun. You know, you get a little bit older, it's like, I hope this shot makes it, boy. You know? That's the trouble with being a guy. Just you're old enough to use this thing, you're out of bullets. But see, guys can always lie, which is interesting. This is where I think women are more mature. I mean, if you have a group of guys standing around talking about women, no guy will ever admit to having sex just once. You know, it's always like, "Hey, Bob, how was that date with Betty from the steno pool?" "Well, not bad. Went back to my place afterwards. I guess we did it about 52 times." Then you talk to Betty.
Well, Bob had a little problem. I guess he's been working on it.
That's a remarkable simulation of an actual female voice you do, Jay.
Thank you very much. You know, you work on
uncanny.
these things.
It's just uncanny.
Well, being in radio for years.
Yeah.
You know, that-
You learn to use your voice as a tool.
As
Sure.
a tool,
Yeah.
certainly, yeah. Sometimes you have to use your voice as a
Yeah,
tool.
that's right. Now,
Tool is not. No, go ahead.
No, oh, thank you. Now, before you got married, you were married, happily married man. As
That's
they
right,
say.
happily married man.
How long have you been married?
At least as of the tape date. I've been married 2 years. 2 years.
And what kind of women did you pursue before you were
Female
married?
women I like.
Female
very
women.
much. No, what kind? I don't know. I'm not a big showbiz type. I mean, Farrah Fawcett, Kate Jackson, those women are all very pretty and everything, but they're too skinny, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever make love with skinny girls? You always get strange problems.
My back broke.
I like the kind of women when they get mad they can throw a toaster like 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? Ever get some of these Italian women, they pick up a whole washer-dryer combination. I like a girl that can throw a punch, you know.
Yeah. Now, you're must be pretty excited to be here on the night of the election coverage for the Rocco
David,
Laurie
it's
Intermediate
thrilling,
School.
certainly.
All right, we're going to go away, but we'll continue with Jay and also the election coverage right after you watch this. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You're here on election coverage night, and also Sting will be joining us in a few moments. Jay Leno is here, and plenty of stuff. That's what they say when they can't think of what else to say. Plenty of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, where were we?
I don't know. It's your show.
Oh, about the dating starlets? Had we covered
Dating
that?
starlets? I think we covered that.
All right,
You
then
pay
we're
real
down
close
to what's the biggest difference between men and women? It's number 5 here on the syllabus.
You have a question here? Oh, you do? What do I think is the biggest difference between men?
I guess that would be you, or perhaps just a rhetoric
I think the
question.
biggest difference between men and women is the fact that all men laugh at the Three Stooges, and all women think they're idiots. You know? I mean, think about this. You can take a guy from MIT with a doctorate in astrophysics, put him in front of the TV set, and when Moe hits Larry in the face with a shovel, the guy will crack up.
Yeah.
You ever turn the Stooges on with a group of women in the room? They get hostile. Turn those idiots off immediately. They're not funny, they're stupid is what they are. You ever read that list in the back of the almanac of the 10 most admired men by men? It's like Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein, Moe.
Moe would
Moe.
be 3?
I think every guy has tried to do this at some point.
Yeah.
Women don't care. When was the last time you saw two women go, "Nyeh, nyeh, nyeh"? It doesn't mean anything. So you know what I always liked about the Three Stooges? Whenever the Three Stooges had a girlfriend, she went out with all Three Stooges. You know? It was like menage a stooge, you know? I mean, what kind of woman's going to sleep with even one of these morons? Let alone, hey, get away from those. Hey, give me that. You know.
Oh, my. Now, after Caroline's here in New York, so you're going to Atlantic City?
Going to Atlantic City for Thanksgiving, home of the Miss America pageant.
Oh, sure.
Boy, I love watching
Do you know
that,
who
huh?
Miss America was already? Did we know? Who was Miss California?
Bess Myerson?
No. More recently.
I gave up after Bess. I said fix.
It was Miss California, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like it because the girls...
Or it is Miss California.
Is it?
I'm
I
sorry.
don't know.
Sure it is.
I don't. See, you follow this kind of thing.
Yeah, I do.
I try
follow.
not to
This is
indulge
one
in
thing I do.
sexist activity. I like it because the girls are so idealistic, you know.
Well, my goal is to bring peace to the entire world and then to get my own apartment.
I worked down there with, last time I was there with Jim Bailey. You ever see this guy, Jim Bailey?
Jim Bailey, he's the, no. I know what he does.
Impersonator?
Yeah, female.
Does Barbara Streisand and Judy Garland. The guy is great. And his family is real supportive, too. Like, his dad came to the show as Ethel Merman. I thought that
was a nice stuff.
nice stuff.
Now, how is the career going? Are you getting some heat building up here? Folks know who you are when you go out?
Boy, I'll tell you, Dave.
Yeah?
It's going good. Actually, things are going very well. Things are going real good, doing a lot of club work. We were in Atlanta last week, sold out down there, doing real good business at Carolina.
People recognize you on the street?
Yeah, I get stopped. Because you know what's so funny? The first time, you remember this, first time I did The Tonight Show, you know, you think everybody watches these shows. I get a call the next day. I was going to Buffalo. I get a call from AM Buffalo. That's one of those shows where they talk about cellulite and they show you how to fry an egg and that kind of stuff. So they say, hey, we saw you. Can you come do the show? I say, so I get to the show, and the guests are myself and 7 authentic African pygmy dancers. These are the 2 guests on the show. So I'm in a green room, and I got my coat and tie. I'm sitting there. I'm sitting here, and the 7 pygmies are sitting over there, and they got the grass skirts and the spears and stuff, you know. And I'm sitting there waiting to go on, and the talent coordinator, the lady who books the show, comes in, and she goes, Mr. Leno? I said, yeah, here I am over here.
We have to go. We're doing station identification here
Sure,
now.
I'll wait here.
And Jay Leno and I will return. We'll be back after the following political message. Hi there, and welcome back to Jay Leno, of course. Sting is here tomorrow night. An interesting combination. We have Merv Griffin and Captain Beefheart on this program.
They used to room together years ago.
They wrestled for a long time. Merv and the Captain, all over the Northeast. And also we're continuing the ongoing election coverage of the Rocco Laurie Intermediate School.
Mudslinging in that campaign.
Well, they really took the gloves off here, didn't they?
Boy, I'll tell you.
Yeah. What about the new television season?
New season?
Yeah, new season.
Guys like Matt Houston. You like this guy? Thick neck.
I haven't really seen Matt Houston.
Guys with thick necks and mustache. Like Tom Selleck, I guess he's a big star. See, I like the real cops. Men like Frank Cannon. Remember Cannon? It's my kind of cop. Big old beast detector driving a gas guzzling Lincoln, eating donuts all day, huh? This guy was like a rolling heart attack on wheels, wasn't he? Boy, if he has to have a coronary in that Lincoln, he's taking everybody with him. Hey, cut across 6 lanes. Come on, Frankie, baby. Knock the world off his axis. Hit the bridge above. Tear it on.
Yeah. Anything else catch your fancy?
About the new
Catch My Fancy?
new season.
No, that's about it.
That's about it.
Any shows you like?
I haven't seen much
TV. Canceled
TV.
by the time this airs at 12:30.
I haven't seen a lot of television here lately. Yeah. So do you gamble?
Do I gamble? Well, you know, the segues you have, I guess. I remember when you first started this show, you couldn't make a transition at all. Yeah, I gamble. No, I don't gamble, actually. You know, I went to Atlantic City thinking I would gamble, because I gamble at home. You ever do that? You ever gamble at things you can't win at, you know what I mean? You ever go in your bathroom, you look at that roll of toilet paper, you see there's only 10 or 15 sheets left. You know? You don't get a fresh roll, you say to yourself, I can make it! Then you get stuck in there. Honey! Mom, Dad, anybody home? There's nobody home, make that embarrassing walk down. Then the front door opens. Why don't they make toilet paper the way they make adding machine tape? Make it change color when you come to the air. Some kind of digital readout, something so you know.
It's good that the kids are here tonight to pick up these pointers from you, Jay.
I used to do good things when you
What?
You know what we used to do when we were kids? I don't know. We used to get the principal's phone number and then put an ad in the paper, 1962 Corvette, must sell, $300, call after midnight. That was always
It worked pretty well.
Principal come in the next
You're going to be in town at Caroline's.
Caroline's for 2 weeks. Come on down.
All right, I'll be down. Don't
You'll be
worry.
down?
We'll pause here for a commercial, and we'll be right back after this political message. We have a fine program for you on the show tonight, or the show is a fine program tonight. Any way you want to misphrase that, feel free to do so in your own home. Later, we have a surprise for people in a certain city of this country a little bit later. My first guest is a good friend and an extremely funny man. He will be appearing in Cleveland on January 12th at, you guessed it, Chuckles. It's the name of the club in Cleveland. Please welcome Mr. Jay Leno. Nice to see you, Jay. Let me ask you a question before you... Wait a minute. Let's clear up if there's any question about Chuckles. That would be in Cleveland, Ohio, right?
Cleveland, Ohio, and Chuckles, a little west of the center. But
is this a famous club?
Famous club. Yeah. Famous club.
Now, I want to say something. The last time you were in New York, you worked at another club here in the city, and I went down to see you, and you were absolutely terrific.
Oh, that was Caroline's.
Yeah, you did a real nice job. I was very impressed.
Thank you. Thanks for coming down.
If you're in Cleveland, or even if you're not in Cleveland, bus rates being what they are, you could certainly get there.
Down there.
Yeah, no problem. So nice to have you here.
Well, thank you. I was very impressed. Did you all see this?
Just put this down.
Can we show this? Wait a minute. Coincidentally, this is the December issue of Success magazine. Just coincidentally, I happen to be on the December issue of Super Success magazine. Let's see, it's a little glossier. Better stories, more features. It's a little better magazine overall.
That's Super Success.
That's Super Success magazine.
Success. Well,
you can buy it at any newsstand. This is my copy.
So apparently you're doing pretty well then. Good heavens,
had a fabulous Christmas.
Good Christmas.
There's nothing like Christmas in L.A. You know, sitting around the pool, opening gifts. Boy, you get that. You know, we did something this Christmas. Well, I guess it's kind of a tradition at our house. Every Christmas Eve at about 8:45 at night, I always like to wander down to the local Christmas tree lot, walk around for a little bit, make these guys sweat for a change. Huh? Is that a 60-foot tree? I'll give you $1 for it, all right, buddy? I like it when the networks try and come up with gratuitous Christmas specials, you know. Tonight at 9, a psycho Santa goes on a murder spree. Can Cagney and Lacey blow him away before Christmas Eve?
Well.
Yeah.
Now, do you go to a lot of parties in there in, what do you call it, L.A. or Hollywood? I have been so long since I've been there.
L.A., Hollywood, you know, a guy like myself, you get invited to. We went to a lot of the traditional parties, Frank, Dino, Desi, Billy, Sammy, all of them. You know, interesting enough, we were at a Hollywood party. And we were having a good time, you know, playing hand puppets and making charades and stuff. You know, the holiday season, it was getting pretty late at night, and it was well after 10 o'clock. And some wise guy said, hey, why don't we show a pornographic movie. Well, Dave, this was my cue to get up and leave.
You got your hat in blue, huh?
So as I'm heading out the door, this wise guy says, "Hey, Leno, why don't you stick around? Your friend Letterman is in the film." So I turned around, I took a swing at this guy, and I missed, and I couldn't hit him because he had his hand on my forehead, so no matter how I swung, I just couldn't.
Well, thank you for trying to defend my
what
honor.
I did was I grabbed this reel of film off the projector, and I ran home with it, and what's been happening is this has been circulating around Hollywood, and I guess back in the early 50s, about 1950 or 51, when Dave first came to Hollywood, you made this pornographic film. But my feeling is if I just show the film, then the people that love you, you know, it'll stop the snickering and all the circulating and if we just show the film, people will forgive you. Let's just roll the film. I think we'll understand.
Wait a minute. Hold it here. Now wait.
Now I should explain it does have some rather explicit material in it, but these people love you, Dave, and if they see the film, they will forgive you. Like Suzanne Summers with the bogus check, and Stallone with that Italian style. Okay, this is the same thing. Let's just roll the film and take a look at it.
Hold it. We have to go away first. We have to go away for a commercial.
It's a bit unorthodox, but I think he's trying to stifle the truth.
No, I tell you what, we'll go away, and when we come back, if you're still here, we'll show the film. We'll be right back. Program. Jay Leno is here and reputedly has with him some film.
Again, Dave, I understand the shame and the embarrassment that goes with something like this. But again, as I said, if people just see it was done in 1951. So
I would have
let's just roll the film.
In 51, I was 6 years old. We're going to look at this now?
We're going to look at this now.
Okay.
Let's run the film.
Jay Leno's bootleg film, ladies and gentlemen. Start your recorders. That's not badly done. Now, wait a minute. This is...
Now, we had to cover the woman's eyes. She's married now with a child, so as you can see. You can see Dave was a little heavier then.
Looks like I have some thyroid problems.
It gets pretty steamy here, so if there are young people.
The Happy Brush Salesman?
The Happy Brush Company. Now, this part gets a little erotic. Notice the Hoosier belt there.
This is fascinating stuff.
You can see you're a little younger there in the face there. It's amazing what people will do to get into pictures. This is the erotic scene here.
Geez, I don't remember much of this. It's
Well, see...
Is this anybody you'd pick up hitchhiking as the... This is more fun than hell, yeah? That's when I smoked.
You smoke quite heavily. I think now that it's out in the open and it's off your chest, I think we'll all breathe a little easier.
I could have watched that all night, and I thought there for a minute we were going to have to.
No.
Gee, you want to run it again? It was so short. You want to, it's very silly. Now, Anything else you want to surprise me with here tonight?
No, that's it. That's it.
Now, how was your Christmas? Do you get a lot of the stuff you
Oh, it
always
was great.
wanted for
I got
Christmas?
everything. I got the smokeless ashtray, the Ginsu knife, the candle video fish thing.
The candle, the
Have you seen that
aquarium.
thing
Yeah,
when
that's
they
a
show
nice item.
The aquarium?
Sure,
It's fabulous. Have you got anybody here got a Ginsu knife? Comes with a 50-year guarantee. Like you're going to go back in 2029. Oh, this broke. You know, anybody here ever been to Atlanta?
I've been to Atlanta.
Atlanta is a beautiful town. It's a lovely city, but why do all stupid products come from Atlanta? Ginsu knives, bamboo steamers. It's like they took the whole country of Taiwan, stuck it in the middle of Georgia somewhere. How about a pocket fisherman? Anybody got one of these? This would be a great idea when they come out with some pocket fish to go along with it. What are you gonna, like, you're standing in line at the movies. We got a few extra minutes, honey. Other than buying expensive candy, I'll just catch some bass.
Have a fresh load of freshly caught fish on your lap while you enjoy the film? Sure, that's a pretty good idea. Now, in addition to Chuckles, have you got other work coming up?
Yeah, let me see. The 22nd, I'll be in San Francisco, Great American Boarding House or something like that.
Yeah.
One name. Then I'm going to Nick's in Boston on the 28th and the 29th.
Nick's in Boston.
Nick's in Boston,
Sound like
and
a
then
wonderful
Buffalo,
place.
and then all over the place.
Okay, we have to go away here for station identification, but we'll be back. Don't you worry about a thing. Hi there. We got a tomorrow night now. We'll be on a special a 90-minute extravaganza tomorrow night, and with us then will be David Johansen and also Stupid Petrick. So circle your TV guide and keep the kids out of school. This will be one to see for sure. And also in the coming up right after a little later in the show, Mr. Levon Helm, and a surprise. Jay Leno is still here. Jay, how was the weather in L.A.? I know they had those terrible rainstorms
Our
recently.
power was out for 2 days.
Yeah.
Which,
A
you know,
real
it's
Lincoln.
tough. It's 75 degrees. The power goes out. The heater in the pool is gone. It's a living hell.
Yeah.
You know what's strange, though? When the power goes out, it's real romantic for, like, the first 10 minutes. You know, and then it gets real annoying because you walk around the house instinctively turning things on, and by the second day, you don't know what you turned on. At 3 o'clock in the morning, the garage door, toast is popping. It's like poltergeist now in the house. Things are going.
Now, do you live in one of those precarious situations out there on
I
stilts?
have a house on. No, I don't. I'm on a hill, but I'm not.
Got a house up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I have a house.
Yeah.
You know, they had a thing happen. This is true. Last year, one whole side of Forest Lawn Cemetery got washed away, so caskets were literally rolling down the hills into people's yards.
Ooh.
Can you imagine that? Hey, Ma, Grandpa's back. Got some friends with him.
Yeah, that's no good.
No.
No darn good.
You don't want that.
No, no, that's a bad
You don't
deal.
want that at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Terrible.
Anything else on television interest you lately?
Television
the new
interests me.
year? Any commercials?
It's going to be a
catch your
good year
eye?
this year.
Yeah.
I think this is the year, and I think it's going to happen that the Dave Clark 5 will finally top the Beatles, I think, this year.
In record sales?
That'll happen. Commercial? Well, I mean, every comedian uses commercials as a staple, you know, but I just get annoyed. I don't mind it, really. I just get annoyed when I see ads that do not in any way reflect life on this planet, you know? There's one they run at every Christmas. Have you seen this? It's obviously a wealthy young couple. The guy gives his wife a beautiful watch. She opens it. She says,
I was hoping for a Longines.
"You were hoping for a Longines?" Yeah, well, I was hoping for a blonde with big boobs. I got you, all right? I'm surprised moms. I'm surprised women don't go. Moms, there's this woman. Have you seen this woman? It's lunchtime. And for lunch, she's feeding her kids a big pile of Hostess Twinkies, fruit pies, and ding-dongs. And the kids are like this from hypertension already. She's got them nailed to the ceiling. Still now. You know? Nailed to the ceiling. And then she turns to the camera and says, "Hostess meets my tough standards. What kind of standards are they? This is the same mother thinks it's okay to let her kids chew gum they find on the floor at the movies, huh?
Got a piece of Wrigley's? I guess it'll be okay.
Being a mom is no popularity contest. The Army, the volunteer Army.
The volunteer
These
Army.
are an embarrassment. Have you seen these? Are you a high school dropout? Can't even do basic math? Why not join the Navy and learn aerospace technology? You got F-15 stuck in trees. Tanks with Pac-Man in them.
Is there anything you'd like to say before you we're about to come to an end here of the proceedings for this evening? Is there anything you'd like to say to the folks in America? I know you're from the Boston area or back in L.A.
Yeah, I'm from Boston. I
Like
live
this-
in Cali. You know what? A lot of people, obviously, you know what I can't get used to? Out there, the beach is on the wrong
It's on the
side,
wrong
which makes
side,
it
yeah.
hard
It's
to,
tough. It's tough.
to get acclimated. Yeah.
All right.
Well, just if you're around town, we'll be in.
And of
well,
course,
we'll be
don't
in
forget this
Cleveland.
gala gig in Cleveland.
Cleveland,
at,
San Francisco.
At Chuckles. That'll be January
And tomorrow
12th.
night I open at Caesars in Atlantic City.
Caesars in Atlantic City.
Running around.
Big time stuff. Well, continued success to.
Well, thank you, thank
nice
you.
to see you. Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. I think you have to. You're leaving now. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Joe. Don't forget the valuable copies of Super Success magazine.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. My first guest tonight is a good friend of ours and a very talented actor, it says here. He's also a writer and a stand-up comedian. He will be appearing here in New York City tomorrow night at the Lone Star Cafe, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It elicits oohs and whoops from the audience. Please welcome Mr. Jay Leno.
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen,
That was black, wasn't it?
It was black. People seem to know you. That must
Well,
be
yes,
comforting.
This is all my family here. Hello.
What is that you have on your lapel
It's
there?
my motorcycle pin. You ask me that every
No,
time.
no, last time it was a different one.
Well, it's the same motorcycle pin. Just so I collect old motorcycles, and that's my motorcycle
Do you
pin.
collect old motorcycles or old motorcycle pins?
Little both.
And what would that one be?
This is from my 1950 Vincent. I wear this because there's a guy in Ohio that I get parts from, and if I don't wear this, I don't get my parts.
No kidding.
Yes.
What was the date?
50 Vincent.
And characterize the vehicle for us.
V-twin, 1000 cc. You never came for a ride on any of my motorcycles.
No, I
did you?
haven't, no.
Geez, I wish
don't
you
recall
would,
being
Dave. I'd
invited
love
either.
to take you for a ride
Now,
sometime.
what is this Vincent? That's a big bike?
Big bike. Big bike.
Yeah. Expensive?
No, not too. Well, they are now. They were the most expensive bike when they first came out, but they're not real expensive now.
Huh.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. Parts are expensive.
Yeah.
That's why I have to wear this with the guy
You get
from
the
Ohio.
guy in Ohio. See, I'm happy I got into this. It's fascinating.
Yes, fascinating.
Now, I wanted to ask you also about this Lone Star Cafe. Now,
Yes, I'll be at the Lone Star tomorrow night. And then I go to the real Lone Star. I go to Texas. I go to
State of
San
Texas.
Antonio Sunday and Monday, and then Wednesday through Sunday I'm in Austin at the Austin Comedy Workshop. Well, thank you. It's been great. I got a chance to plug things.
but wait a minute. The Lone Star, that's a country music place, isn't it?
Not tomorrow night. Tomorrow night it's a comedy place.
Comedy
It's right
place
on.
tomorrow night. And, okay. And so anybody who's interested in comedy or old motorcycles, drop by and
Drop by.
swap. Part swaps.
Part swaps. I may have that if things don't work out. If I don't get some laughs real soon here.
No, we're all right. We're just chatting now. You don't mind a little chat every now and then.
No. I just flew in, so I enjoy a chat.
You now, that sounds like a segue. It sounds like a comedy
It's
segue
not
to me.
a comedy segue. You know, I spoke to Barry, the producer, and, you know, they're not, because of the budget, they're not flying comics
What did I
in
tell you?
anymore.
It was a comedy segue, ladies and
Not a
gentlemen.
comedy segue. I'm the last guy they fly in, because he told me what they'll be doing now. If you're in Los Angeles and you want to do the show, instead of flying you in, there's a rent-a-car that has to be back in New York. And the show
That's the way that works out, huh?
just came from Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Yes, I was up there when Reagan was up there, by
Yeah.
the way. Did you hear about that, when Reagan went in the pub, had a few drinks?
Yeah.
Did that make the news down here?
We are.
I don't think you got the full story.
Maybe not.
Yeah, because after he left the pub in Dorchester, he went over to Inman Square, had a few Boilermakers, and then wound up with a fist fight with a couple of sailors at the 2 o'clock lounge. So it got
Right?
pretty racy.
Yeah, that's kind of ugly. I'm sorry that happened. Probably better they keep that hushed
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Now, I know you're from...
I'm from Boston. Yes, I am, David. Playing my hometown, which is great.
Yeah.
See, you know what's real strange? I'm doing a show. I'm working this place called Nick's, right? And I look out in the audience, and I see Mr. Robichaud, my high school teacher. Now, I haven't seen this guy in like 12 years. And it was great. As soon as I saw him, I said, "Can't throw me out of here for being funny, can you, Robichaud?" I caught him during the show. I caught him visiting with one of his neighbors, made him stand in the back of the class for the rest of the show.
Yeah?
So you don't recognize... It's a V-twin, 4-speed.
How was the mileage on the old Vincent?
The mileage on the
Pretty
Vincent
good?
is good.
Yeah, a real collector's item,
Yes,
huh?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
What I was going to say is that you don't recognize teachers out of school.
No.
Do you remember that when you were a kid? Remember being in 4th or 5th grade, you'd say, like, "There's Mrs. Johnson, and she's buying groceries.
Yeah.
What's she doing that for?" Because it was strange to see him laugh, you know, because you don't think of teachers as having an identity. Or it's like when you were a kid and the teacher would bring her husband or a boyfriend to school. You know, guys would be sitting there going, "Boy, imagine being married to her, be getting homework all the time." I want to wish you a happy anniversary. You know, tonight is officially the 1-year anniversary of your show.
That's right.
Although, now, as you know,
Thank you.
as you know, I'm a big fan of the show. I watch the show every night.
Now, wait a minute. Before you get into something that we have to go away. But we'll be
Bit
back.
unorthodox.
No, I know. It's always a bit unorthodox, but we'll be right back with Jay Leno, and our topic tonight is... Jay Leno, of course, is here, and later on tonight, Deborah Harry, and if we're lucky, if everything goes as planned, the first installment of Dave's Talent Search. You'll tell your grandkids one day you were
That's
here
right.
for that.
Well, what I was saying before was, you know, I'm a big fan of the show, and I watch the show every night, and I realized, being your anniversary, I got together with the staff, and I said, let's look over the past year, see what of the bright spots have been, you know, the shame of the city, the stupid Patriots, the elevated races, and I put together just what I think is some of the best stuff you've done in the last year. Could we roll the tape just to give you an idea?
Sure. So this is your choice for
Yeah,
highlights.
what I think I can stand back a
Okay,
little
Jay
bit.
Leno's highlight reel, ladies and gentlemen. And my first guest of the evening is a very talented actor, writer, stand-up comedian, and a good friend. He is also, and this is true, one of the best nightclub comics working anywhere today. He is an actor, and an author of a book, it says here, which is destined to become a bestseller. He's a good friend and an extremely funny man. Please welcome Jay Leno. Please welcome Jay Leno.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jay Leno.
Yeah.
See, sometimes I think
For a highlight.
I think you can be a little too close to it.
Yeah, I think you can.
You can't see it.
Now, in addition to doing your little comedy skits, what do you call them? Skits?
Skits, sketches,
Yeah.
hunks, bit, chunks, whatever you want to
You go from town to town.
Town to town, yeah.
Town. You ever do anything in your spare time to raise?
Well, as you know, David, I'm a fairly astute businessman.
Yeah,
And with today's leaner, trimmer business
that's right.
picture,
Yeah.
one has to try to have as maximum yield from as little capital as possible.
That's
Now, I
true.
realize to show people like yourself, terms like yield and capital can be confusing. But what I'm working on now is basically at-home businesses. Chances, you were talking about unemployment. This is where
That's
people
right.
can make money at home, earn $300 or $400 in their spare time. This is a rather
Augment the income.
dramatic demonstration. I'll show you. For example, this is based on, have you ever seen that Smoker's toothpaste?
I believe
ad?
I have. Do you need an ashtray for this?
Oh. Now, see this embarrassing stain?
Oh my. That's
Now, normally
ugly.
this would be a ruined handkerchief,
That's right.
but you can turn these embarrassing stains into beautiful designer stains. Can you get a shot?
Unbelievable work of art.
Yeah, these would make a lot of money. In
That's
fact,
very nice.
you got to be careful because you can get emphysema doing this. You know? But of course, since it's your anniversary, I had a little something extra made here for you. I thought you might get a kick out of this one here. As you can see there, it says David on it.
Oh, that's very nice.
I thought a little something for the anniversary.
That's very
show.
nice. Thank you very much. Right over there. Do you want to extinguish your
How do I
butt
extinguish
there?
this?
Well, I don't know. Let's.
I'll give that.
There you go. Thank you very much. What else is on your? Are you smoking that? What else is on your mind? I know you always come to town and you're just.
My beef of the week?
Just bulging with beef.
I'm plenty mad this time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I am mad. Why do these big stars do these sleazy insurance ads?
Oh, like who?
You know the ones I mean? Are you 50 to 80 and thinking about life insurance? What 80-year-old guy is just thinking about life insurance?
You know, honey, the children are in their 60s now. They're not going to be around forever.
I like the part where they say, we'll pay you $50 a day cash. Now, that's cash paid directly to you. Boy, it's nice to know if you need major brain surgery, all the financiers are well taken care of. You want to put an extra stitch in my head, Doc? I'm getting $50 a day, okay? I'm rolling in dough, boy. Designer jeans.
Designer jeans.
Very mad at designer jeans. Now they have designer jeans for children, and they don't even call them children anymore. They call them young singles. Tommy's 9, he's looking for action. I don't think Tommy should have sex until he can set up his trains correctly.
we got to go away here for station identification. Jay and I and Tommy will be back right after this. Program, ladies and gentlemen. Deborah Harry is here tonight, and also Dave's Talent Search in the wings. Tomorrow on this program, comedian Carol Leifer, whom you know.
Very good comedian.
She's here tonight, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
The mix-up, and she showed up a night early.
Yes, we're going for Chinese food right after.
Really? Where do you go?
Where?
Where do you go?
Geez, I don't know. Can you get Chinese food in New York? We should have come prepared.
Also, tomorrow night, the author of Your Money Back, or Your Money Back, You Money Back, Alvin Elkoff. Alvin Elkoff will be here tomorrow night, and Friday night, the big anniversary special. We have Friday night, yeah, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I guess it'll be a great time.
Now, what else is bothering you lately?
What's bothering me? What's my beef? I don't know. You ever get embarrassed when the people from other countries may come here and see things on our TV and tell people about them back home? There's one that is always stuck in my craw, David. Mm-hmm. Tang, the breakfast drink that went to the moon. Here you got a man like Neil Armstrong. The man trains for 20 years of his life. He's the first human to walk on the moon. For God's sakes, buy the guy a glass of orange juice, will ya? Don't give him a 6.5-cent serving of Tang. No wonder we have no space program. Yeah, I'll go to Mars. What are you going to give me, cup of soup? It's terrible.
Yeah. Now, what about anything new on television that you like? I know last time you were on, you told us about your new favorite program, Matt Houston.
Oh, Matt Houston. Great show. About a millionaire that's a private detective on the side. You see a lot of that now.
Yeah.
I like the old guys. Wild Kingdom is still my favorite. How old is this guy? I seen pictures of him at Walter Brennan's graduation. See, I like Wild Kingdom because Marlon Perkins always tries to make you think he's up to his ears in danger, you know. So I was like,
Uh-oh, here we are in Kenya, Africa, surrounded by danger at every turn.
some danger. I'm watching the show one week. In the background, I see an old lion go by with a popcorn box on his ear, right? The lion's got pyorrhea and bedroom slippers on. These two kids that got jumper cables on him trying to get him to roar. See, the best part about Wild Kingdom, or any show, is what they call the predator and the prey sequence, you know, that action shot. They'll show some vast plain, it's real quiet, you hear that gratuitous caw, caw, and you see the rabbit playing merrily, and then the tiger, the predator, looming, then the tiger eats the rabbit, and Marlon always comes in, oh, we just happened to catch this rare piece of exciting food. Think about this. The guy's got a half-hour show. You think he goes all the way to Africa with a union crew, paying these guys triple time to sit in the middle of the woods going, boy, I hope something goes down right here. Monday morning, 9 o'clock, Bobby, bring me the box of rabbits. Jim, the tiger, ready? Cut, we got it, let's bring it. Get set up for the baboon.
Set up for the baboon.
Animals have it rough.
Yeah.
Animals have it rough. There was this animal farm we used to go to when we were kids, one of these pet and feed things. You ever go to those?
Oh, yeah.
Where you can feed animals 24 hours a day. This is great if you're an animal. Have popcorn rammed in every orifice of your body by children. It's 500-pound raccoons. They had a reindeer there, had no face on this side, from 15 years of children going, nice reindeer. The thing was barking and had no idea what kind of animal it was at this point. You know who has it the worst? Circus animals.
Oh, yeah.
I always feel so. Like the elephants. You know, they never just bring the elephants out for the children to enjoy. They always have to embarrass the elephant in front of the kids. You know, they always put the elephant in a stupid party hat. He's got to stand on a little stool going, ah! Then to make matters worse, the elephant has to walk for a half hour in a circle with his nose in the elephant's rear end. You know? How'd you like to go to work every day with your nose in the guy in front of you, and you got to walk around in a circle? And the sad thing is, a lot of these elephants are trying to get into legitimate theater, and this is the only chance.
They can't, yeah. It's sad. It really is sad. So you'll be at the Lone Star.
I'll be at the Lone Star tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Then I'll be in the real Lone Star in Texas. Down to San Antonio and then Austin.
Jesus, nice to see you again.
Well, good seeing you, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Leno.
Jay Leno.
Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen, and we're really humming right along tonight. We have a fine show. Jessica Harper, Norris McWhirter, and my first guest has often called himself the funniest man in America. Now, if you'd like to form your own opinion, he'll be appearing for the next 2 weeks at Caroline's, a club right here in New York City. Excuse me. Please welcome Mr. Jay Leno.
Hi, Jay. Hi, how are you? Oh, pretty good.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
Going to be at Caroline's for 2 weeks.
I'll be at Caroline's for 2 weeks. You gonna come down this time?
Only if I'm invited. I was
Sure.
there once before.
You came down, Robin Williams, the boys in the band are coming down. Actually, I found something here that...
The boys in the band are coming? You mean the party boys of rock and roll are coming?
You know, the Party Boys of Rock and Roll did a record that I have here a number of years ago. It's a pretty rare copy. It's become kind of a cult classic. There are only about 300 or 400 pressings of it. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar. It's called Paul Schaefer Sings the Best of the Penthouse Letters.
Wow. Whoa.
I mean, listen to some of these songs. Dominating Stepsister, One Leg to Stand On. Here's my favorite, the album version of Spanked for Something I Didn't Even Do.
Yeah. It's a real collector's item there.
It's become kind of a cult classic,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Now, is this possible? When was the last time you were on this television program?
I was here about a month and a half ago, and I haven't been home since.
Now, is that...
I haven't. I've been on the road the whole time.
Isn't that awful?
It's not awful, Dave, not for us comedy foot soldiers. We're out there in the trenches, you know? I'm not one of your big-time comedy generals with some cushy desk job winging in 300-400 a week. I'm out there in the trenches doing the clubs.
Fighting the battles,
You know?
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Now, what do you do to keep yourself occupied on the road?
Well, you know, being on the road, because you do things. Well, you were on the road. You did the road for a while.
Not long.
You never did any of the comedy clubs.
No.
See, it's funny, you know, when the comedy clubs first started, they had regular names. You know, Austin Comedy Clubs, the Comedy Works, those kind of places. Now they all have comedy names. In the last 6 weeks, I've been at Jokers, Giggles, Tickles, Ho-Hos, Ha-Has, Hee-Hees. In fact, next month I'm working a new place called which is right down. No, but what do you do on the road? You watch TV.
Watch a lot of TV.
But you don't watch regular TV.
Now, what time do you get up in the morning?
You get up like about, let's say, 11:30. You read the whole paper.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole paper. You know, the kind of thing where you go, look at this, tuna casserole with a graham cracker crust. you look through it. But I remember when we were in Tahoe, you were across the street, and it was like, you get up, you go down the lobby, you look at your watch, what is it, 1:30? Brady Bunch is on at 2. It's strange, but it's nice coming here. Here is fun because here you stay in a nice hotel, the fabulous Berkshire. Which
the Berkshire, it's a Dunphy classic.
It's a very hip hotel. In fact, the Gideon Bible in the room has cable listings, which you don't usually.
Pretty hip.
See, I like to go down to the lobby of the Berkshire and listen to the old men tell tales of the sea. You know, there's always a guy. You know, it's the kind of hotel where the bellhops go, "Psst, Spanish fly, governor?" I said, "No, thanks." No, but it's a nice hotel.
Now these are just jokes. You might want to identify these because right now the high-powered Dunphy lawyers
they're fabulous.
Yeah,
hotel.
It's a nice place.
Well, you know what's nice? You're in the city. Like a couple of weeks ago, I was at Oklahoma City. Now, it was a great club, but you're not in the city. You're in the suburbs. You know, you stay in these hotels that are on the highway.
Right.
You know, the kind of hotels where you know, they're motels. You know, you open your door and it's like, beep, beep, meow, beep, beep, meow, yeah. You know, it's like cars going, you know, like, oh, yeah. It's very strange.
So it's good to be back in the Big Apple.
Oh, it's great. It's fun to be back here, especially at Caroline's, because that's kind of it's like a hip New York kind of club.
Yeah, I was a pretty impressive clientele they get down there. Folks all dressed up and stuff.
Folks dressed up.
They had adults down there.
And a lot of adults?
Yeah.
A lot of adults?
Scared me. Now, how's your motorcycle collection, your antique motorcycle collection?
I haven't seen it. It may all be stripped and robbed of parts by this time.
An awful thought. We have to pause for a commercial, Jay, but can you stay with us?
It's a bit unorthodox, but
all right.
I guess it'll be...
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Jay Leno is here, and later tonight we're going to bust more stuff with a steamroller. What is the big problem for you on the road, aside from occupying yourself during the day?
Well, you know, when you work these comedy clubs, I always meet a lot of young comedians. You know, and they always say the same thing, you know, how do you get on late night, and, you know, how can I, you know, this is the truth, because they always say, how can I find out if my jokes are appropriate for the show, or if Dave has done the joke before, or even if it's a good joke. And I was talking with Robert Morton, your talent coordinator, and he was kind enough to lend me the book, which has, I guess, more or less become the Bible of the industry. It should be on the shelf. Let me...
Why don't you go over and see if you can get it. Oh, there it is.
Here it is. Yeah. Here it is. Let me bring it over here.
It certainly is a big volume, isn't it?
It's a big volume.
Yeah.
This, of course, would be Late Night's big little book of overdone, hackneyed comedy premises.
Oh, yeah. That really is the Bible.
Now, the book contains, for example, what do you think the most hackneyed, overdone comedy premise would be?
Beats me.
Well, let's look up
Anything
hackneyed.
to do with dining out?
No. Although that may be in the new abridged edition. Aha, that would be, can you imagine if E.T. landed in my neighborhood? Boy, we'd beat him up, wouldn't we? Another big one would anything with McNuggets. I.e., see, where are the McNuggets in the chicken? That would be a big one. Can you imagine this guy at home is also very popular?
Yeah.
You know how this is where you take a famous person, preferably a sports figure, and you do a bit about him being at home. You know, like, oh, here come the potatoes, oh my gosh, and like that. Let's look up types of performers. For example, what do you think the most obnoxious type of performer would be? Here it is right here.
The most obnoxious type?
That, of course, would be the wacky duo. Are you familiar with them?
The wacky duo?
Wacky duo. It says, two Caucasian males, mid to late 20s, no apparent ethnic heritage. Now, the way this works is one guy comes out. You've seen the wacky duos. They come out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Both my partner and I are thrilled to be here. Meanwhile, the partner's going, will you stop, please? I don't know what got into it. We're on nationwide television. The guy's wacky. I don't know what's the matter with him. Will you take it? The guy's crazy. I don't know what's gotten into him. Another big one would be, let's see. Oh, here's one I know you like. The impressionist who just returned from the Hollywood party. Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
You see, these were very big on shows for a number of years. This is the guy who comes out, and he says, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Recently, I just had the good fortune to be in Hollywood and went to a party attended by some of our biggest stars. It went something like this. Then the guy will turn around, mess up his hair, come back, look exactly the same, you know? I wouldn't mind if these people could rearrange their DNA structure and maybe, you know, come back as a crustacean or something. But it seems like such a waste to me.
Well, thank goodness it's in this book.
Well, it's all right here, certainly in the volume. So any young comedians, again, that want to do this show should contact the staff and probably go through the book. I think is the best way to do it.
Now, what are you going to be doing to occupy yourself now you got 2 weeks in New York City?
Oh, I'm having a fabulous time here in New York. It's amazing how they've cleaned up that Times Square area, isn't it? You know, I think if God does not destroy Times Square, he really owes Sodom and Gomorrah an apology. You know? I like a very religious group we have here. I like, at least they're trying to keep inflation down here in New York. This is the only major city in America where you can still see a movie for 25 cents, which is kind of... I like those places. They have those signs for mature adults only. Yeah, most mature adults stand in a little booth with their pants at their ankles watching movies. It's a pretty good sign of maturity.
Yeah.
I mean, God forbid if some immature person should somehow slip past the tight security.
I'm sure there's some psychological profile testing that goes into that before you're admitted to the premises. Yeah. Now, when are you going to get home again?
I'm not home till June.
Is that right?
I'm going back to your hometown. I'm doing Indianapolis Speed Week. I'll be at that Crackers that I mentioned.
Is it called? It's not called Speed Week.
It's called Speed Week, which alludes to the race, not to, again, the more popular thing we can't talk about.
No, I know that, but they don't call it Speed Week.
They call it Speed Week, the Indianapolis 500.
It's the, what are the dates?
The day, what is it, the 25th or something through the 31st. Then I'm going back to one of my favorite cities, Austin.
What do they call it there?
They call it Austin. They don't have a race there.
No, I don't think they call it Speed Week in Indianapolis.
No. Yes, they think
No. They have the
The guy said, you want to work Speed Week? I said, sure. Now, I admit, among the hip lingo among us road guys is probably Speed Week. To an armchair general like yourself, I imagine the big race is probably more.
Well, maybe I've been out of the game too long.
Oh, yeah. I'm going everywhere. Pittsburgh.
Do you like Indianapolis when you go there?
I have a good time there because I meet all these people that
I
know you, and they
grew
bring
up
me
there.
embarrassing photos and things of you. They tell me heartwarming stories of the time you helped their cat and things like that.
No, I liked Indianapolis.
Oh, it's a good town. I like it there. That's why I'm going back.
Speed Week, huh?
Speed Week.
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. You know him, you love him, you can't live without him. We'll be right back to bust up stuff with the steamroller after station identification. Schaefer, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Before I bring out Mr. Leno, again, my thanks to everyone who writes this program, and we certainly appreciate your cooperation there. My first guest tonight. Now, if this is true, this is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. He has been on the road for an incredible 132 days. And if you live in the vicinity of West Orange, New Jersey, and who doesn't, he will be appearing there this weekend at Rascals Comedy Club. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to the road-weary Mr. Jay Leno.
Hi, Jay. Hello, David. How are you?
Jay, let me ask you about this. An incredible 132 days.
132 days.
How do you do that?
Well, it's not so much how, David, it's why, I guess.
Yeah?
I guess I do it mostly for the young people, you know. Well, a lot of people don't realize that in 1981, the Russians had a comedian out for almost 150 days. And I want to show that an American comedian can survive on the road and hopefully bring the record back to this country. How do you say, folks?
That's all right. You're okay in my book, pal. That's tough. 132 days.
132.
Now, this means a lot of hotels, a lot of near the
a lot of movies.
interstates.
A lot of movies. You go to the movies. In fact, I've seen just about every movie this summer that's been... You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen this new James Bond film. I'm having a lot of trouble with the title, okay? You know, I feel like I'm in 8th grade again, you know? I always go to one of these mini cinemas where it's 6 screens, and there's always some elderly, nice-looking lady there with blue hair, and what movie, son? Yeah, Return of the Jedi will be okay. I can't say it. It sounds like a woman with some kind of genetic defect, doesn't it? It's a horrible thing.
Oh, Jiminy, that's
Well, somebody, even my dad couldn't say it. You know, I called my dad, I said, what'd you do? I took your mother to the movies this weekend. What'd you say? We saw the Octa thing there. We went to see it. See, the thing that makes me mad is whenever a movie is big, they always try to make a TV show out of it the next year. Like ABC's got this thing coming on in the fall, Gandhi P.I. Have you seen this? You know,
Gandhi P.I.?
About a guy who tries to catch criminals by not eating. The whole thing is...
No.
You know,
That's tacky.
They lose the whole spirit. They got Raymond Burr as Gandhi. You know,
Well, you look good. I mean,
well, thank you.
It's a very prosperous-looking suit you have on there.
Well, this is my old Willie Loman outfit.
You were in Indianapolis for the 500.
Oh, that's right, I was. I had
Yeah.
a ticket for you. You didn't show up.
No, I was never invited. Was the
You know what
problem.
happened to me at the Indy? This is real embarrassing.
No, don't call it the Indy. It's the Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing.
All right. Anyway, I go down there with my friend Gene Bronstein, right? So we're watching the race, and I said, let's walk around the pits while the race is going on. So we go by this thing, and they have, it says, get your picture taken in a $100,000 Indy car, right? So I said to Gene, come on, let's get our picture taken. We push all these 9- and 10-year-old kids out of the way, you know? And we climb, and we're sitting in the car, and the guy takes our picture. He says, you guys want to post? Yeah, give us a post of the whole bit, like $20. And he puts it in a big box like this. It says, I sat in a $100,000 Indy car. It says it's on the side of the box. So we go back to our seats and we watch the race, and the race is over, and one of the guys says, oh, Jay Leno, yeah, I saw you on TV, but hey, you want to come back and meet the winners? I said, oh, this is great.
Tom Sneven.
Yeah, Tom Sneven. We go back. It's Tom Sneven, Mario Andretti, all these big racers, and they're all talking. And they see me stand there, and this is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. These guys say, well, I went into the corner about 106 miles an hour, and they look at me, and I'm standing there holding the box saying, I sat in 100 I felt so stupid.
It's quite an event, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's amazing.
I haven't been to one in years. I'd like to go back.
I was
to
holding a ticket
well,
for
there's
you.
a problem with this invitation.
Oh,
it never came.
Yeah, that must have been it.
Yeah. Now you've crisscrossed the country
it's
many
been
times.
Unbelievable.
Jay,
David.
what when you out there, what really gets you upset about this country?
What's my beef?
Yeah, what
I'll
is?
tell you a beef that I... You know what? I tell you, I go to Pittsburgh and you meet steel workers out of work, and you go to Detroit and you meet auto workers out
I
of
know
work.
you like to go down to the unemployment office in your free time and kind of wish the guys well. Don't you?
Yeah, but the thing that makes me mad is you meet people in this country that work hard and can't get anywhere, and other people get paid a lot of money for stupid jobs. I'm driving my car the other day, I turn on the radio, and I hear this guy say, eat delicious cling peaches. A message from the California Cling Peach Advisory Board. The Cling Peach Advisory Board? What kind of cushy job is this? You can imagine the life and death decisions they must make down there on a daily basis. Who would even call the Cling Peach Advisory Board? Yeah, Mr. Johnson, there's a man on line 9. He wants to have cling peaches with cornflakes. Yeah, I got no problem with that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to leave early, Miss Reynolds. Yeah.
The Cling Peach Advisory Board. It's an elected position, I think,
Ooh,
isn't
50 grand a year,
Yes,
and it's
sir.
not nearly enough.
We have to pause here to hose ourselves down. We'll be back to continue chatting with Jay Leno. That's the same thing you have there?
Ask me about it.
What is that? Is it the same one? It's this man in the handsome suit. What is that's about a $400 suit, isn't it?
Oh, well, who counts, David? Yeah, but I got 9 pairs of pants, so that makes it even.
Well, it's a blend, I think.
A blend,
It's
yes,
a very nice piece of clothing.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. Oh, I mean, welcome back to the show. Now, Jay, what else is bothering you in your travels?
You know, David, I brought a piece of film with me. As I said, I was in Detroit, and I get annoyed at people that say that, the Americans don't build a car as good as some other countries. So I bought a piece of film that I think will help, well, just explain the way of a lot of Americans feel. I think it expresses the sentiment of a lot of our countrymen.
With
just run the
regard
film.
to
I
the
think it's
quality
pretty
of
silver.
American workmanship.
Yeah, I did this up in Boston.
All right, Jay Leno bringing us
you.
some video here.
You know, once you get where you're going in Boston, your problem is really only half solved. Then you got to find a parking space. And among a lot of swank Bostonians, the fashionable thing now is to get one of those wimpy little foreign cars. You know, the kind that can zing in and out of those tight little spaces. Me, I like to create my own space. That's why I drive an American-made vehicle, a real vehicle like this baby here. I can kind of bully my way around. What's that in front of me, a little Japanese car? Here's a present from my cousin in Detroit. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean to imply that the Japanese don't make a good vehicle. Just that, well, like a lot of people, I feel safer in a heavy American car.
That's from I did a show up in Boston called the first Boston driving test at Leon sometime in August. That's a little clip from it.
Now, did you actually drive that
I drove that thing. That thing weighs 56 tons. I mean, I said, did I run over it yet?
You actually mashed the car yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's what's great about not... see, it's not union, so if there's somebody in the car, it doesn't make a difference.
No problem.
That's a nice thing about it. Yeah.
Now, I know you like watching a lot of television, and you're...
Another one. I got the A-Team now, I guess. Have you seen this?
Sure, that's a big NBC hit.
It's a big NBC.
Sure.
You know what bothers me about the A-Team, boy? You miss the first 2 or 3 minutes. It's so hard to follow the rest of that story. Those intricate plot twists. And
yeah.
I mean, what's the premise of this show? You got these veterans, wrongly accused of a crime.
I don't know.
You got Mr. T with the stripe down his head. You got Papard with the white hair. You got the beautiful woman, the 3 male models riding in the back. They're in a black van with a red stripe, a wing on the top. The thing's jacked up, and the cops are going, "We can't find them."
No trace of them.
Not a believable premise.
Yeah.
No.
This is the time of year when a lot of performers go out and work fairs and so forth.
I don't do any. I used to do fairs. I used to work a Midway.
Really? Those are rough, aren't they?
Yeah, I worked Milwaukee Fest at a Midway once, and you're standing there, and just people walk by. Oh, you know what I used to do? I used to do cheap carnivals. You ever do those? The kind of carnivals that pull into a town like they take over the Kmart parking lot. You know what I mean? And all the rides are on the back of trucks. And they always leave the trucks running in case they kill a kid and they got to get out of there. He's dead. And the woo, woo, woo. The teacups are going around. There's big greasy chains with links missing out of them. Ooh.
You actually work those things?
I work those things.
Yeah, the guys running the rides are nice looking.
Oh, yeah. They always have people on some kind of prison work furlough program. Why? You see mothers put their children on these rides. The guys are going, "Nice looking boy." It's horrible. I just flew down. I was up in Maine yesterday.
Yeah, I was up in Maine.
I was up at Kennebunkport.
I was up at Kennebunkport.
Are you from that area? I was at the Port Gardens Inn.
I don't know where that is.
I was in Zanies in Chicago. You know what I made a mistake
Zanies in Chicago? Was that in Zanesville, Ohio?
No, that's in Zanies in Chicago, I said. Yeah.
No, but it's not in Zanesville?
No, and I want to thank the owner, Vito Zaney. What a crazy guy. He had a dream of opening a club, and he did it, and I think that's the
Vito
important
Zaney.
You know what's annoying about when you fly? You ever see that gift catalog you get?
Oh, sure. It comes in the monthly airline supplement.
Yeah, it's American Airlines gift catalog, and I'm looking through it, and they have gifts like A 26-inch color TV. Who would buy a color TV from American Airlines? I mean, besides paying full list and waiting 18 weeks for delivery, what do you do when this thing breaks? Drag it down to baggage claims? I think the horizontal hold is a little long.
That's tough. Jay, congratulations on your string of 132 days.
That's right.
On the road.
It ends in 2 more weeks. I go to Rascals this weekend, then the Aladdin Hotel in Las Vegas next week, and then the week after that, Laughs Unlimited. I thought you'd like that name. In Sacramento.
When you rest up, come on back and see us.
All right, I shall do that.
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Larry Melman. Finest band now working anywhere in the free world. And key guys, all key guys in their own right. My first guest tonight is a very good friend of ours. He hasn't been here in a while. When was the last time you were here?
About a month ago.
We understand from our staff that he was here with us about 4 weeks ago. A very funny young man, and we're always happy that he'll be here. Oh, he's going to be at the Holiday House in Monroe, Pennsylvania, so start renting those buses now. I'm sorry, you're right, it's Monroeville. My apologies. The Holiday House in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Obviously a man with a piece of the Holiday House here in our audience tonight. Please welcome back Mr. Jay Leno. Good, Jay. How are you?
I'm steamed.
No, what's the matter?
These Russians say they didn't do it. They say they didn't do it.
Yeah?
They're like lying like kids. You know, you back them into a corner, it's like, well, maybe a giant did it. You know what's scary about this whole thing? They said that over the weekend that Reagan had met with some of his senior advisors. This guy's 73. The whole country's only 200. We got a couple of guys from the Bull Moose Party coming down there.
Yeah,
You know what I did see?
Scary notion.
I saw something in the Enquirer. Now, I read all papers, as you know. Did you see this? The National Enquirer had an article. This is amazing. It just amazed me on movie stars' salaries. And it said that Burt Reynolds makes like $5 million a year, you know, and Wayne
$5 million?
Yeah, and Wayne Newton makes like $8 million a year. But they had one I couldn't believe. It said Carroll O'Connor, when he was doing All in the Family, was making $203,000 a week.
Ooh.
Now, I got to think about this. You know, I don't grudge the guy the money, because if you can make that kind of money, great. But how do you negotiate a deal for $203,000 a week?
I don't know.
I mean, how does this work? Does your guy sit down with their guy says, all right, we're prepared to pay your client $200,000 a week. Come on, the man's got to eat. Come on. I can't go back with an offer like this. Throw me a bone. Oh, boy.
A little meal money.
Like pulling teeth trying to get a nickel out of these.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever read the Enquirer? Are you a big fan of it?
I don't buy it. When I'm standing there in line, I'll peruse it. Sure.
Yeah, it's always eye level, no matter how tall you are. That seems to be the way. It is. It seems to be the way they work it. My favorite story in the National Enquirer. You may have seen this. Killer bees are on their way to the United States from South America. Killer bees. There aren't enough problems as it is. Some ex-Nazi scientist from Brazil crossed a honeybee with a Doberman pincher. Imagine what this would be like. Gangs of young, tough bees in leather jackets terrorizing women. Hey, sweetheart!
Make the noise again.
No.
Come on, get a nice tight shot of Jay's face.
Making the noise?
Make the noise
Well,
again.
so you can do a lot of things with that noise.
Yeah, like what else?
Like a model airplane. You ever had one of those gas planes when you were a kid?
Yeah, when I was a kid, sure.
I mean, there's all kinds of things.
He's so versatile.
Please.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
This is a serious question. The last time you were here, and I understand it was about a month ago.
Yeah, that's right.
About a month ago.
Yeah, we're friends, remember?
We're good friends, sure. You came out and you were dressed like a guy, a floor walker at Sears.
You said to me the last time, you said, why don't you wear the clothes you wear around town on the show?
Yeah.
So this is what I usually wear.
Now, which do you feel more comfortable in, the little double knit suit or this outfit?
That wasn't a double knit suit.
All
You
right.
and Napoleon are the only guys wearing those double-breasted blazers.
Well,
Well, you don't have one on tonight.
no.
No, I like this is my bike clothes.
Your bike clothes. Now, you have a little different hair tonight, too.
No, it's the same hair. It's just cut different.
I know, but anyway, this all leads me to the point that I think you look very nice tonight.
Why, thank you.
So, you're going on vacation, huh? You've been
No, I
on
went
vacation?
on vacation. My wife and I took the bike out, went for a little trip up to
Now,
California.
do you really have your wife travel with you on the motorcycle?
Yeah, of course.
Does she like that?
Oh, yeah, she likes the bike. She likes the bike. We have a good time. You know, it's strange. We went up around... This always happens, you know. Whenever I go home, I take, July off. And friends from, back east, whatever, come visit me. Whenever people come to visit me in California, I always take them up, up around Mulholland, up in the Malibu Mountains.
Yeah.
And it's so bizarre, because I always think of this whenever I'm in New York. Whenever friends from the South or the Midwest or the northern part of California come down, I always take them to this place where you can see, real high up. And they always look over the cliff and they always say something like, boy, isn't this beautiful, and isn't this lovely, and look at the water. And whenever friends from the East, especially my New York friends, I always take them up there, and they always look over the cliff, they always say something like, you could kill a guy here, man, you never do. Just enjoy the view, would you, Bob?
Now, when you're on your bike, you go out, you frighten tourists, don't you?
No, I
You
don't
go
frighten
around
tourists.
frightening tourists. I bet you
Remember the
anything.
time we dug up your lawn?
Yeah. We got to do a commercial, Jay. But
I'll wait here.
You'll make the noise for us when we come back. won't you?
Well, I don't know.
All right. We'll be right back with Jay Leno, folks. You got the biggest one, didn't you? The most powerful one.
That's right.
Air, full power.
Everything.
Everything, sure. Hi, welcome back to the show. Jay Leno is here, and later, you'll like this man, Frank Mundus.
Oh, I just met him backstage.
Yeah, he's
a
quite a
nice
guy. He'll be out a little bit later. Now, Jay, what are you doing while you're in New York City? What else besides
having a
being
good
on the
time.
big show?
My wife's with me this time, so we went down. Look, my wife, we always buy Christmas cards ahead of time.
Well, you're getting a jump on it. What is this,
Well, it's true.
September? No, that's about
we
right.
went down the village today, right? You ever try and buy Christmas cards in the village?
No.
It's unbelievable. It's like, excuse me, do you have any cards that don't have male buttocks on them, please? Hey, Dave, really. Somehow nude Santas leapfrogging each other
Yeah,
is not
no.
my idea of a traditional holiday card. I'm sorry.
No,
It's impossible.
Are you working a lot of... Well, you're going up to Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
I've been everywhere. I've been in New Mexico,
Are these
Oklahoma.
nice clubs? Nice...
Some are nice,
fancy
some are
places?
saloons.
Saloons.
I was in New Mexico. I was working the kind of clubs in New Mexico that when you go out in the parking lot, there's always two girls sitting on a fender, and one of them's always saying something like, I know Bobby didn't mean to hit me. Real.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of...
You know what's so strange? Whenever I go to these comedy clubs, I'm always working with a new guy. It's always like me and some kid that's been in the business a
Well, you're
couple
the
of
big
weeks.
guy coming into the town, and the
Well,
new guys all look up to you, don't they?
Well, you're on TV, so they usually put you with some local guy or some guy from out of town. You can always spot the new guys because they always put you in these comedy condos. They have like a condo.
Well, some are very nice.
Some are nice,
Yeah.
but the new guys, you can always spot them. Like, I was in this place in Oklahoma City working with this new kid. And I'm in there, I'm in the kitchen, I'm cooking a piece of chicken, having a glass of milk. I look over this kid, he's eating a quart of ice cream with crunched up Chip Ahoy cookies in it, a bag of Fritos. I says to him, first time on the road? Yeah, how'd you know that? I just took a guess.
Now, do these guys ask you for advice? Do they meet you at the airport? This is like professional wrestlers traveling from town to town.
It is. Whenever I'm on the road, I keep thinking, boy, Letterman would love this.
Is it harder? Would I find it? I used to do a little of it, and it always kind of frightened me.
No, it's great. I like it. The people you meet characters. You meet strange people. It's great. I love it. I really like it. Yeah. I have a good time.
What about irritations? You always seem to be a guy who is bothered. You know,
what's
beef.
my beef?
Yeah, what
Pretty
is?
Much.
You have any beef,
I
Jay?
tell you, my beef is like half funny, half serious. I always wonder what people think if they came to this country and went to the movies. Now, you been to the movies lately? I mean,
I've seen some movies.
Every woman in the movies now is either a teenage cheerleader or a hooker. You know, it's like I was watching this movie on cable the other night, Beach Girls. Have anybody seen this? And it's great because these movies are always written by men, and the men always say, "Oh no, the nudity is an integral part of the film.
Sure.
You couldn't have the story without the nudity." I'm watching this one the other night. They got a scene, 3 nude girls on a trampoline eating bananas. You don't have to be Freud to figure this one out. Violence on... I see, what is it? The PTA this week voted, what was it, the A-Team, the most violent show?
I think that's a violent show, yeah.
Which is not really fair, because if you have kids, you realize the most violent thing on TV is what? Cartoons! Cartoons! I mean, if you're a 5-year-old kid and you watch cartoons all day, and I think this is a reasonable analogy, children think if you take a stick of dynamite, put it under a dog's tail, and set it off, the dog's eyes will go, woo! Kids think you hit a dog with an axe, you got 2 dogs now.
Your noises are getting better. I don't remember that one being that good.
That right? You work on these noises.
Do that
Can
one
you
again.
do it? Let me see you try. I will do it if you try to do it.
I'll try to do it if you do it. Oh, no, not that one. No, I'll try the other one, the eyes noise. I'll try that one.
Woo!
Ooh.
I want to see you do a dynasty. That's why. Dave Letterman is Dr. Cameron Ashley.
A driving force in the American theater. What about any new fall shows you're interested in?
New fall shows. I've been seeing this one for this. We Got It Made. Is that the name of it?
Yeah. That's this
I
network,
haven't seen it yet. I guess it comes on. It's about a guy. Here's another thing. It's the same thing. They hire this incredibly beautiful girl as a maid.
Right.
Why don't they have a show where they hire an incredibly intelligent girl? Have someone like Margaret Mead as the maid, you know? This way, the guys could sit around going, so what you're saying is, because of the prehensile feet, the monkey is able to hold things and climb at the same time. I didn't know that, Biff. You know. Somebody didn't tell me.
I didn't know that, Biff.
That's right.
Now, where are you going to be working? I know you wanted to mention a couple of things.
I go to the Holiday House in Pittsburgh tomorrow night.
Is that a nice place?
That's a real nice place. Yeah. Next week, I'm doing one night in Delaware at the Comedy Cabaret. Then I go to the Comedy Works
Cabaret.
in Philly.
What city in Delaware?
Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah.
And then I told you that same place I was going back to that other place, that new club that I told you about the last time I was here.
They all have odd names, sure. Yeah. So things are good for you.
Great, can't complain.
All right,
can't
Jay.
Complain. I'm kind of the Johnny Appleseed of comedy.
You're out there getting laughs from the troops. Jay, nice to see you.
Thank
again.
you. Thanks for having us on.
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back to take a look at our mystery box. So come on back after station. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow on this program, actor Martin Sheen will be joining us. Also, Tony Randall will be here, and animal expert Warren Eckstein will join us. My next guest opens tomorrow evening at the Pittsburgh Comedy Club, located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Please welcome an extremely funny man, Jay Leno. Jay.
I almost didn't make it here tonight.
What happened?
Well, that threatened pilot strike, you know, and then I saw on the news that the Russian pilots are now honoring the strike. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see
that.
that.
Apparently they're refusing to shoot down any Continental planes until this thing is settled.
Well, that kind of an interesting turn there.
Yeah. This was in my dressing room.
Uh-huh. We provide a little reading matter for the guests when they come on.
This is last week's TV Guide, you know, and this really proves that we're a nation of intellectuals. Did you see last week's issue? Three's Company. What is it really trying to tell us? You know, it's a shame Buckminster Fuller died before he had a chance to really finish this equation. Have you seen any of the new shows?
No, I've been pretty busy.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
I like the ads, like this one. It says, just our luck, and it says at the top, hip new comedy. I guess that's to make sure we all know Miles Davis is going to be watching that one.
Yeah.
You got Manimal. You know about this
that's
one?
a fine NBC
Manimal.
offering.
Well, this is a good show for kids because it teaches kids rather than relate to one another, just turn into a cougar and rip their face off.
Yeah.
Then you got some of them I don't understand. You got this one, Whiz Kids.
I haven't seen
that.
that.
A bunch of bedwetters. I don't know what that
is. What is it really trying to tell us?
Yeah.
Where'd you come in from?
Oh,
I
just came
traveling.
Came in from Louisville, Kentucky, and then I was in West Virginia.
How do they pronounce it down there? Louisville or Louisville?
Louisville, I think. We're not in race week again.
No. But these are interesting regionalisms. Is it Louisville, Louisville? It's Louisville, I think.
Yeah. That's a severe diphthong you have.
No.
It's Louisville.
It's Louisville. Louisville.
Yes, Louisville. And then I was in West Virginia. Just came back from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. You ever been there?
Sure.
Boy, that's really a pretty city.
It's a lovely city.
It's a real show place, and you're like just 2 blocks from the White House. You have 14th Street. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Well, this is kind of nice for visitors because it gives people from other countries a chance to see all the pornography available to America. It's unbelievable.
Nasty, huh?
Oh, you know what? You know what's so funny? It's not like straight pornography. They always try to make it sound like they're appealing to some other. Like they always have signs like "We sell marital aids."
Yeah.
You know, I love what these people define as a marital aid. I mean, somehow to me, a 4-foot vibrator that takes 30 D-sized batteries, you know, this is not a marital aid. This is a jackhammer as far as Come on! I mean, your wife was out of town, you could break sidewalks with this thing. You'd rather a small woman, you sure I won't kill her with this thing? You know, sparks are flying out. It's not UL approved. You know. I'm certainly not going to buy one that has Taiwan spelled wrong on it.
No.
Another thing I saw, the inflatable party doll. You ever seen one of these?
Only that night at your place.
This is a doll men take home. They blow it up. It looks like a girl. They can do whatever they want with this thing. I mean, isn't this amazing? I mean, 2,000 years of civilization, man has progressed to the point of sleeping with balloons. I mean, if I was female, I would be very insulted by something like this. Like the ad on the side of the box says, she's just like a real woman. How many real women you know sleep like this? Imagine getting a leak in this thing, you'd be chasing it all over the house. There's that noise again.
That's the noise. That's your all-purpose comedy
Well, they
noise,
always
isn't
call them novelty items. You know, to me, a novelty item is a hand buzzer or a flower that squirts water. It's not a whip with nails in it.
No. But in all fairness, now, you're talking about Washington, D.C. having this problem.
Well, New York is no better.
Yeah, there's most major cities.
Well, you know what it is? It's not even the place. It's the way they... Like here in New York, there's some swingers place called Plato's Retreat. Yeah. You know this place? Well, it's not... I mean, Plato. I mean, here's a man, the father of modern philosophy. I mean, after studying at the feet of Socrates, am I supposed to believe this guy went home and made love with 8 people on a shag carpet? I mean, really? I mean, what about great thinkers of today? What are you going to have 1,000 years from now? The Margaret Mead House of Discipline? You know? You know what I did see? I did not make this up. This is an actual product. A thing called edible underwear. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? I did not make it up, right? Right? Comes in different flavors, right? Am I lying here? It's strawberry, orange, and all. Surprisingly, the veal parmesan is quite good. You see, you know the sad thing? I mean, the sad thing about a product like edible underwear, in all seriousness. No, I'm serious. The sad thing is, after a couple of years of marriage, there are a lot of guys that are just not romantic. You know, women go out, buy this stuff, they take it home, they make themselves look very attractive, they put on the edible underwear, they get into bed, guy gets into bed, eats the underwear, oh, thanks, honey, that was great. Hey, what are we having tomorrow night? In fact, now they have the edible underwear for men. Did you know this?
No, I didn't know that either, Jay.
In fact, right now, I'm wearing the Swanson Big Man Boxer Short Dinner. Can you see that extra helping of potatoes there? So, Dave, how you been?
Extra helping of potatoes. One of the ugliest images. Now we're gonna go away, but we'll be right back, Jay. Don't worry about it.
I guess it'll be okay.
I know. It's what do you say? Highly.
It's a bit unorthodox.
Yeah, that's right. But we'll be right back with Jay Leno. Jay Leno is still here. Nice to see you, Jay. Now,
good to be back.
We always, whenever you're on the show, we come to a portion of your presentation. What do you call this, a little skit?
I call it totally ad-lib material.
What things that are bothering you?
Boy, you know, you make those transitions so smooth. Things that are bothering me.
Yeah, things that are kind of under your skin.
Beefs, you mean?
Yeah,
That kind
yeah.
of thing? Gee, I don't know.
Oh, say it, say it.
What's my beef?
Yeah.
Boy, I saw one. You know, you see things on TV. They're just irresponsible. I saw an ad the other night. Impulse body spray. Have you seen this? Women spray it on, and the guy says, "So, ladies, don't be surprised if a man you've never even met before suddenly comes up to you and gives you flowers." I mean, as if women don't meet enough morons on the street as it is, right? I mean, here's a license for every psycho in the world. And of course, the guy, you ever see the guy in the ad? Oh, $50 haircut, $100 slack, some investment banker driving a Ferrari. Come on, these are not the men that approach women on the street, huh? I need to know what kind of guys we're talking about. Some sodomite with a severe discharge. Hey, lady! You know, the kind of guys that think selling plasma once a week is job security. And then you got Taster's Choice. Where do they get these couples in Taster's Choice? Have you seen these couples that are just too sensitive to live, these people? Oh, these people. My favorite is that one. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. The wife is sitting outside. The husband says, "Honey, how you doing?"
I'm just thinking about us and life and the kids.
I'll make a pot of coffee.
It's only 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I know what I gotta get up in 3.5 hours. Nothing like a couple of pots of steaming coffee to start the day off, huh? How about a nice bag of donuts, too, with that, huh?
Yeah.
But I'm on the road again.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Do you ever work any foreign countries? You ever go overseas? I know you. Did you go to England and work once?
Yeah, I go to England next month. I was in Japan. I opened a new club over there, Rodin's Comedy Club, a new room over there.
I haven't heard anything about that. No.
I'm very I'm more popular in Japan than I am here.
Is that right?
Well, you know, it's funny. It's like, I'll give you an example. You know, like when Sinatra goes to Vegas, they just put Frank. People know, you know. Or like even Jerry Lewis, when he goes to France, they don't even put his name. They just put "The King is here," and people know that Jerry's there. When I go to Japan, they don't put anything in the paper, okay? And this is the clue to let people know that I'm there. So, to give you some idea.
So you're pretty well covered then.
Oh, yeah.
Now, where are you going to be in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I'm going to go to Pittsburgh tomorrow. Then Tuesday, I'm in Buffalo, New York. You ever been up there?
Never been to Buffalo.
You know the Tralfamadore Club up there? A great club.
What is the name of it?
The little chicken wings. They have great chicken wings. Tralfamadore Club.
Tralfamadore?
No, this is your Louisville again.
No.
You know, if you tape a penny to your tongue, I think it'll help you out. Then I go to Zany's. I told you about Vito Zany, the owner of that place in Chicago. Vito Zany's a heck of a guy. And then I go to Rascals in New Jersey. You know
family concern,
Rascals in Jersey, and then I go to Westport, Connecticut, and then I go to...
You're going to be working at Westport,
Golden
Connecticut?
Nugget, yeah.
Well, that's great.
Well, that's up near you. You can come visit me. Nixay, Hicksay, Westport. Yay, hey, Dave, hey.
Jay, you're terrific.
Well, thank you, David.
Thank you very much for being here. David Buss on the phone, is that correct? All right. Let's just see. Hello?
Yes, may I please speak to David Letterman?
David, this is David Letterman. Is this Mr. Buss?
This certainly is.
Nice to talk with you, sir. Where are you phoning from tonight?
Albany Law School.
Albany. And how are things up there, sir?
A little hectic, but not bad.
Well, I guess, how many years left do you have in school?
2 years, 3/4.
2 years and 3/4. So I guess it's a nice feeling to know that financially you're pretty well taken care of, isn't it?
How so?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you how. So we just spoke with your girlfriend, Janine. She's a lovely young lady, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations. You must be very happy.
Oh, extremely.
And she mentioned that the two of you had gone together to purchase some communication stock.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what happened to the stock, David?
Well, I used to have it. It went up. We sold it, and then it plummeted. Got out at a good time.
Yeah. It plummeted, huh?
Yeah, right in the toilet.
Yeah. But it must have given you some satisfaction knowing that you no longer owned the stock at that point, huh?
Yeah. Janine sold it.
Yeah. David, I got some ugly news for you.
What's that?
Well, you know the communication stock that plummeted?
Yeah.
You're still the proud owner of several shares.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And the options?
And the options? Does he have it all, Janine? Oh, yes, you've got it all, sir.
Boy, that's gonna cause some tax problems for me.
Well, I'm sorry to ruin your evening.
Why do I still own these?
Because there was a mix-up. Yeah, that's it. It was a mix-up.
And they weren't sold, huh?
No, I'm sorry, David. They weren't sold. Janine, bless her heart, did the best she could, but
You're really fond of her, aren't you?
well. Now he's steamed for two different reasons. David, I tell you what, I'm going to put you on hold, and you can talk to Janine and iron all of this out, and believe me, things will be better. Don't worry about a thing.
Hey, thanks a lot.
All right, hang on, David.
Okay.
All right. Oh, my goodness. All right, we're going to do a commercial. We'll be right back, folks. My first guest tonight. We're always happy when he shows up. But when was the last time Jay was here? It's been a couple of months or so. I'm glad he's back. Thank you very much. He will be appearing this very weekend in Jacksonville, Florida at the Thunderbird Hotel. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. A very good friend of ours. Please welcome Mr. Thunderbird, Jay Leno.
This is so embarrassing. This is so stupid.
What's
Everybody does it. It's just embarrassing when you get caught. You ever sing in the car, in the elevator when you're alone? You know what I mean?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
Who are
do
you,
that.
Auto Man? Huh? You never sing if you're in the car, you're alone? Everybody sing in the car when you're alone, huh? All right, huh? Anyway, I'm over at the hotel. You know, you're up for the show. I'm excited. I get in the elevator, I start singing. I don't see this guy standing behind me. See, but my problem is, when I'm alone, I never sing anything hip. You know, you always sing like the stupidest, lowest common denominator song. You know, I get in the elevator, as I said, I don't see this guy behind me. I press lobby, you know, I start singing. Oh, let me tell you a story about a man named Jay. Oh, how you doing? Yeah, I got off on 19. I'll walk down. Oh. Very embarrassing.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to be back.
How was your Christmas? Looks like you did all right in the clothes department.
Yeah, I did all right. Got a few things. You know something? My Christmas was marred.
No, I'm sorry about that.
You know, how big is this show? Show just got picked up,
Yeah,
correct?
this is
Coast
your
to
major
coast?
network show.
This show is seen literally by what? Hundreds of people across the country every night?
That's right.
All right, look at this. Look at this. This is the Christmas card that I got. This is the actual card I got from the Letterman show. Can you see this? A cheap, mimeographed card. Huh? And the thing that annoyed me was the care and the time I took to choose the card that I sent to you. And I brought it here because I wanted people to see it. Okay, here is the card that I sent, huh? It's a beautiful card, isn't it? And you open it up in there, you see there's a picture of me. Can you see, isn't that lovely? Huh?
That's very thoughtful.
Compared to that cheap thing. In fact, if you want to put it on your desk, it's suitable
That's
for
very
framing.
nice.
In fact, the picture comes out if you want to save it. So it's
That's very nice, Jay.
It's a lovely thing. That's another copy of that's
This
Martin
looks
Luther
like one of those
designed that
belts
card.
for the World Heavyweight Championship. Boy, that's lovely, Jay. Thank you very much for
thank
that.
you.
I'm sorry. So what else, aside from this oversight, did you have a nice Christmas?
I had a good Christmas. I mean, did your dad ever play Santa when you were a kid at Christmas? Was that a big thing in your house?
No, Dad never
No,
played
nothing.
Santa.
Now, where'd you grow up? Kiev? Didn't you ever do anything? Huh? You don't sing in the elevator? You don't have Christmas?
Well, no, Dad never played Santa. He would occasionally dress up like a jockey, but that was a different...
See, my dad was the great Santa right until it came to Christmas Eve, and then he'd choke in the clutch, you know, because he would always tease. You'd ever, you're 9 years old. I wanted this Lionel train with the coal car and
Sure.
the crossing guard.
Yeah.
My dad kept saying, "Oh, maybe if you behave, I can promise." You
That's
know.
right.
You know, I'm thinking, oh, and then Christmas Eve comes, and you're a kid, and you're trying to sleep. You know, a kid, you can't, And I hear this noise downstairs, I'm thinking, I can't get this damn thing together. You're gonna wake the boy. Is that you, Santa? Shut the hell up there! I'll come slap your face! You come down Christmas morning, what happened to the coal car? Santa got mad, he threw it against the wall, all right? Come on, you want the damn thing? Play with it!
That's kind of an ugly memory, isn't it?
Oh, boy. But this was a good Christmas.
You get a lot of stuff? Now, wait a minute. You're a successful, talented, world-famous comedian. What could somebody possibly give to you that
My
would
wife
be...
gave me a new clutch for my motorcycle, which was good. And I
yeah.
bought it for my Vincent, and I bought a Ducati. You know what it is?
Wait a minute. You bought a Ducati.
A Ducati.
Now, what is a Ducati?
What's a Ducati? Real men ride Ducati. You know little men that hit balls with sticks. Don't you know about bikes and things like this?
Well, I know that you have some antique bikes. I don't know what a Ducati is.
A Ducati is an Italian bike. Anyway, I go down to the Registry of Motor Vehicles to put it on the road. Now, this is an annoying thing. Whenever you wear a helmet and a leather jacket, people know you ride a motorcycle.
Well,
So I'm
sure.
standing
What do they think you're doing?
Well, let me explain. People always feel obligated to come up to you and tell you some horrible motorcycle incident. That happened to... I'm standing there at the registry, minding my own business. A guy in back of me says, "Hey, you ride a bike, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah, my cousin had one of them things. Drove head-on into a threshing machine with it. Had his face sheared off. Yeah, he won't be shaving for a while." I said, "Well, thanks for the tip, and I'll try and stay out of the farm bill." Why do people do that?
I don't know. Well, listen, we got to go away, Jay, but you can hang around for a while.
All right,
All right. Jay will be back, folks. We'll be back. Thanks, Paul. Jay Leno, the All-American Boy, is here again tonight. Now, Jay, you, of course, when you're home, it's in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
You've been back there lately?
Yeah, I just came from there. They're gearing up for the Olympics now, which is...
It's going to be a madhouse.
Oh, I'm real excited about that. This is what I need more people from Guam asking me how to get to Disneyland, all right? I mean, I like L.A., but let's face it, it's already a mecca for every nutball, wingding, flakehead in the world as it is. What do? We throw a convention for these people. The worst part about the Olympics is this Olympic advertising. Come on. Wonder Bread, the official supplier of the U.S. Olympic team. Give me a break. What do they use this stuff to run on? The only way Wonder Bread could help the Olympic team is if you take a slice of it, put it in your shoe, and use it as an odor eater. All right? Maybe then. Now even McDonald's is in on this. Have you heard this? McDonald's has a special Olympic package, but they claim, or they stress rather in the ad, that it's for McDonald's customers only. There's a pretty exclusive club, huh? That's going to open a lot of doors this summer. I am sorry, monsieur, this event is restricted. Yeah, I'm with the McDonald's. Fermez la porte. We got so much riffraff, monsieur. Where do they get those kids that work there, huh? You ever look in the window, see the semi-humanoids they got in there? And they all have that glazed-over minimum wage look. And they function normally until you want something out of the ordinary, It's like,
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like the filet-o-fish sandwich, but without cheese. All right, take it easy. I'll talk you through it.
I've only been here a year.
Now somebody's programmed them to make suggestions. Have you had this happen? They suggest things that you might like with your meal. Yeah, I'd like a large order of fries. Yes, sir. And would you like some fries with that? Yeah, I would like some fries with my fries. What an exciting meal alternative.
Now, Jay, every time you're on the show, you always have something that's eating at you.
Yeah, beef, you mean?
What is your
Something
beef?
that's been riding me? Something that's
Yeah.
been needling me? You know, I was thinking about this situation in Lebanon. All right, now seriously, what do? Look how we handle it. We send over the best people we have. We send over our best Marines, and the other side sends these crazy, suicidal Shiite Muslim guys. It's true. Why don't we bring back the Marines, send them our crazy guys? You know what I'm saying? Wait. You put a couple of bombs on Manson and Hinckley, you put them in a pinto, let them drive into their camp. And that's my beef.
Well spoken, Jay.
Thank you very much.
Now, what about TV?
I brought TV Guide with me. You know, Manimal is back on, I guess thanks to the pressure of this show. Now, do you see this? CBS has got a new one on Crustacean Man. Have you heard about that? This is about a young marine biologist, it says here, who apparently through a series of freak accidents is able to turn himself into a land crab, and he fights crime on the posh beaches of Saint-Tropez. It should be pretty good. Then there's one there I did.
Freak accidents.
Yeah, Animal. Have you heard about that one?
Animal?
Yeah, I don't know what that one.
No, I don't know anything about
that. It sounds real. It says the story of a young woman named Anna who, through a series of freak accidents, marries French film director Louis Malle. I don't know if this. I didn't know much about that one.
No, I don't think that'll work in America.
You know what I like about these shows the best? Any of these shows is the epilogue.
You
ever watch Charlie's
together?
Angels, the A-Team, the epilogue? Well, the main function of the epilogue primarily is to explain the program to those people too stupid to figure out what's happening. You know, they always have that at the end. They all sit around at a cafe or something. So when he hit him in the face with the axe, hey, wait a minute, that would be murder, wouldn't it? That's right, Bob. And people at home go, oh, I get it now.
So now you're going to be working the Thunderbird Hotel.
Thunderbird? In fact, I brought my schedule with me right here, Dave. Let's take a look, see where we are. After the Thunderbird, I go to San Jose, Laughs Unlimited.
Yeah.
Ooh, then Tony T's in San Leandro, Comedy Gallery, Atlanta Punch. I'm everywhere. It's all right. You know, this computer printout stuff is unbelievable.
Pretty helpful, isn't it?
It should be a pretty good tour.
Well, Jay, listen, don't stay away so long next time.
No, I'll be back.
And have a good New Year, sir.
Well, thank you, Dave. And you
Jay
too.
Leno, ladies and gentlemen. That's terrific about the McDonald's exclusive club. Thank you very much.
Thank you, folks.
Paul Schaefer and the orchestra. Thanks, Paul. We got a great show for you tonight. Our first guest, it's always a treat to have him here. He is one of the hardest working comedians in all of show business. He will be appearing this week right here in New York City at Caroline's, and next week he will be at the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh. It's always a pleasure to welcome Mr. Comedy, Jay Leno.
Just got this from the green room.
What do you got there,
Ooh,
Jay?
this week's copy of TV Guide.
Yep.
You know what the guy at the newsstand said? You know, this is the biggest magazine in America. I mean, there are people that consider this reading. Mm-hmm. Are you coming to bed, dear? In a couple of hours, honey. I just want to see who's on Crosswits all week, dear. Have you seen their new slogan? You need TV Guide because TV's getting more complicated every day. Boy, you know, there are people staying up nights saying, geez, we'd like to watch the A-Team. We just don't have the educational background necessary to really enjoy the program. Are you a fan of the A-Team, David?
I've only seen it a couple of times, but gosh, I really enjoyed it both times.
Oh, boy, with those surprise endings where the bully gets beat up, who would have expected that? See, I like this show because the violence is so real, huh? What was it, last week Papad got shot in the head by a bazooka. You okay? Yeah, I'll be all right. Lucky for me, it was just a 12-pound shell. I'll dig it out with my penknife. So I always like going through here and you see something like this. You ever go through a TV Guide and you find a show you never heard of? Then it'll say underneath, this is a pilot for a show not on the fall schedule. See, what the network is saying to you is, hey, look, we know our shows are bad. We just want you to see how bad they could have been. Oh, here's my mom's favorite. 4 o'clock, Channel 2, Barnaby Jones. Yeah. That's pretty realistic, huh? About an 89-year-old guy goes around beating up the Hells Angels. So you can always tell who the bad guys are in Barnaby Jones. The bad guys are anybody that will call Barnaby Pops. That's pretty much. Ooh, that gets his dander up, boy. Ooh, boy. Actually, I read this week in the Spicy Insider section that Buddy Ebsen's got a new show coming on next season with Marlon Perkins, you know, the guy from Wild Kingdom? Yeah. It's called Barnaby and Dad. It should be pretty good. It's about a father and son crime fighting team with over 300 years of experience.
Well, Barnaby and Dad, I'll be looking for that.
Oh, that'll be a good one. You don't want to miss that one now.
Is that it for TV Guide?
Oh, no. There's actually, here's my favorite show. 4:30, The People's Court. You like this? Oh, boy. This is like Attack of the Pinheads, this program. He took my pen. I did not. He took my pen. I think Wapner should hand out the death sentence to somebody. You know the amazing thing? Here is a show seen by 50 million people every day, all right? I'm watching the show Tuesday. A woman comes out. She's got her hair in curlers. Where is she going later on? What, she got a meeting with Chernenko there or something? And I feel sorry for Wapner. You know Wapner must take a lot of grief from the other judges. Because, you know, whenever judges get together, they're a pretty pompous lot. They always like to impress one another with their legalese, you know. Well, I remember the essence of the Miranda decision was essentially that the rights of the individual should triumph over the... What? Here comes Judge Wapner now. Hey, Wapner, how'd you make out with that case of the puppy-stained carpet? It's a horrible thing, really. It's not good.
Not Supreme Court material.
No, really. With that constant needling, you can't take it.
No, we mentioned in the introduction that you're one of the hardest working comedians in show business. You're always on the road.
Just got back
Let me check here. Should we go away first? All right, we'll save you plenty of time to talk about your activities.
Well, all right.
But we'll do a commercial first.
Okay, it's a bit unorthodox.
I know it is.
All right.
We'll be back with Jay Leno, folks. Take a look at Hi there. Jay Leno is here tonight. Jim Brown will be here, and we were going to talk about your busy traveling schedule, but I see
this is a part of it,
produced
actually.
something here.
Well, see, whenever I go on the road, people always come up to me and they say, Jay, after late night is over, after the stage has been struck and everything is torn down and put in the boxes and all the facial blotters put away, what do you and Dave do after the show? And see, a lot of people don't realize that Dave and I lead vastly contrasting lifestyles.
I think that's safe to say.
So the last time I was on the show, I was on a Thursday, and what I did was I asked a couple of the NBC photographers to follow us around for a weekend and take a couple of pictures just to kind of show the difference. Although we are friends, we are still poles apart on what we like to do. Now this first shot...
photo essay.
In a matter of speaking, sure, why not? Yeah. Now this first one is, of course, taken Thursday, right after the show. Can you get a shot of that?
Right
There's
here,
a picture
sure.
of you getting in your limo with your famous trademark cigar, pretty much, which is pretty much standard, and on your way up to Connecticut. Now, of course, that Thursday, I didn't go to Connecticut, David. I stayed behind to hand out food parcels to the needy. Can you get a shot? You can see there's some pictures of some food there.
Yeah.
Then, of course, Friday night comes, and since you don't tape Friday, you know, that's pretty much your night to howl. If you talk to any of the columnists in New York, I think his reputation is more than deserved. And you can usually be seen at some posh East Side bistro with a beautiful starlet on your arm. There you are there, and boy, she is beautiful, isn't she? Can you get a shot of her? Boy, that's the life.
Yeah.
Of Of course, on...
I think that was right after that terrible whiplash accident I had. I'd been in traction for a few days.
Yeah, I remember you've been working on that Sammy Davis impression for a while then. And, of course, on Fridays, as you know, Dave, I don't have time to go to discos.
No.
On Fridays, I usually fly up to Appalachia, where I teach family planning to indigent farm workers. Can you get a shot of that there?
Yeah. You're an amazing man, Jay.
Yeah, well, I like to give my time freely, and then Saturday comes, and...
I'm sleeping most of the day, I guess?
Sleeping most of the day, but again, nighttime, whew, you don't want to know. You're usually out with some of your jet-set friends. Here's a picture of you and who's that? Mick Jagger, I guess. This one, This one was taken at Caroline, surprisingly enough, another posh East Side comedy bistro. I have celebrity friends, too, and I don't want to pretend that I don't, but, well, my celebrity friends are of kind of a different nature. Here I am with my good friend, Mr. Mahatma Gandhi. Can you get a shot of that? You know, it was funny because right before he died, he called me and he said, Jay, thanks for teaching me not to be so selfish. And it was kind of an interesting thing there.
Very impressive. You look a little overdressed in that photo.
I like to dress. I think it was more he was underdressed.
How would you describe your appearance tonight?
How would I describe it?
Yeah, you look every time you're on the show, you have kind of a different look for us.
That's because I don't own a lot of the same clothes. What do you mean, a different look? Is this different? This is.
You look like you might have been in Viva Las Vegas.
No, I got this down at the Boys Husky at Sears.
Now, you know, whenever you're on the show, I always look forward to you have something eating at you. You have something.
What's my beef?
Yeah.
What's needling me? What's riding me? You know, I'm getting real tired of these sexist movies. You see this new one that just opened, Angel? Have you heard about this movie?
Oh, sure.
She was a high school honor roll student by day and a Hollywood hooker by night. Hey, she's getting the grades. What's the problem? You pick up these magazines, they always talk about the sexual revolution. The sexual revolution is over, isn't it? I mean, we live in a very permissive society. You can literally get any kind of sex you want on whatever terms that you want. I mean, I picked up a copy of the Village Voice. You ever see this? They have those personal ads in the back. It's unbelievable. I see one the other day. Okay, ad says, bondage freak. White male. Enjoys being beaten, kicked, spanked, humiliated, and degraded. No smokers, please. What is that?
Now, you're on the road again after Caroline's. You're going to Pittsburgh. You're going to the Funny Bone.
Well, I have my itinerary here.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I use now. This is pretty much my travel schedule. Can you get a shot of that there?
Yeah, that's right up there. Jay Leno's travel schedule.
Yeah, this will tell you where I'm going to be. This is just for April, of course. Let's see. Well, of course, this week I'm at Caroline's.
Yeah.
And then the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh, University of Missouri, Jokers, Oklahoma City, Houston Comedy Workshop, Memphis Peabody Hotel. I'm all over the place.
Now, the Houston Comedy Workshop, that sounds like a clinic. Is that you getting paid for that gig?
There's a lot of damaged comics working down there.
You go down and do a little rehabilitation.
You know where I just came back from? I was at Zany's in Nashville. Then I was in Atlanta. I was working the Punchline down there. And Atlanta was voted as having the worst zoo in the country. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
This is the only zoo I've ever been in that has dogs in cages.
No, that's no good. No.
They have a big sign saying they've tried to recreate the natural habitat of many of the animals. They got the polar bear in a photomat booth with a couple of ice cube trays and a copy of Anchorage Today.
No good.
No, it's not a good thing at all.
Jay Leno, ladies and gentlemen, will be at Caroline's here in New York, and then, of course, at the Funny Bone.
Hello, David.
Pittsburgh. Nice to see you again, Jay. We got to go for a station identification. We'll be right back, folks. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We have a wonderful program for you this evening. Let's get right to it, shall we? My first guest will be appearing tomorrow night in his hometown of Boston, Massachusetts at Nick's Comedy Stop. A very funny man and a good friend. Please welcome Jay Leno. Nice to see you, Jay. How you doing?
Hey, guy.
You're going to be at Nick's Comedy Stop.
Nick's Comedy Stop, that's right.
Is that a nice place?
Real nice place.
Big club?
Nice. Oh, fabulous. About 25,000 seats. So we got to do 2 shows a night. You know?
Oh, sure, yeah.
That's what it's about, the smaller rooms. My house got robbed. I didn't tell you that today, did I?
No, your house got robbed?
Yeah, last time I was on, you broadcast where I'm going to be, so people hit the house.
No.
You know the worst part about getting robbed? It's not so much you lose a few things, but the worst part is you become suspicious of everybody.
Oh,
you know?
sure.
That's the thing, you know. 3 days after the robbery, my mom calls me. She says, "Oh, son, I heard about the robbery." I said, "Really, Mom? Where'd you hear about it?" Then you got to deal with the insurance company. Oh, boy, you know, they're quick to take your money. Then they want receipts for everything, you know.
Yeah.
But the guy called me. He says, "Mr. Leno, the tape recorder that was stolen?" I said, "Yeah, what about it?" "On the police report, you claim it was made of solid gold. Is that correct?" I said, "Yeah, it was a gift from Elvis."
Now, you know a little something about Elvis movies, and I saw part of an Elvis movie yesterday. Is the character Elvis plays in every movie named Rick?
You know something? You know, I was in Memphis 3 weeks ago. I was working in Memphis, and, you know, that's Elvis's hometown, so everything is Elvis.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm flying in on a plane. Yeah, I'm flying in on a plane. We get halfway to Memphis. I hear the pilot come on. "Well, thank you very much for flying with us today." It's unbelievable. But anyway, have you got an alarm system?
Now,
in your house?
wait a minute. Now, just answer me this. Is the guy's name, does he always play Rick, or is it somebody else?
No, sometimes he always plays.
Now, who
different
else would he play?
Well, in Kissing Cousins, he played 2 parts. And if you think that's an easy job, fella.
But you don't remember if it was like Rick and Nick?
No, I don't remember exactly. I have the whole trilogy thing.
Now, this
at
is the
home.
one where he was in Hawaii. And
No, that was Blue Hawaii.
Blue Hawaii, and he was Rick.
You're thinking, was he Rick in Blue Hawaii? Was
Yeah.
that the one where he had the boat?
I don't know. No, he's trying to start a helicopter service.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, in the book, it's different. It's not a helicopter. Do you have an alarm system in your house?
Now, wait a minute. We'll get to the alarm system. Now, I remember when you and I first started working in the same place in L.A., you did a really great Elvis.
Well, I haven't done it.
I know you haven't done it, but one day, will you come back and do it on the show?
Maybe someday I may come back on.
Well, it was terrific. It was very
Well,
entertaining.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So you'll do it?
Why not?
Okay, good. Now...
I was asking about an alarm
The
system.
alarm system.
I put one in 3 weeks ago after your buddies knocked off my house. Have you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Stupid. Boy, you know, I call the guy right after I get robbed, which is the worst time to come out. And they have their own security patrol, you know, like these guys in diesel Chevettes, you know, driving around town. And I have armed response. Do you have that?
I don't know. I've never had to use it.
What
so I don't know
armed response mean is, in case of a robbery, men who are not police will come to my home with guns, okay? Now, I don't know what's worse, having some drug-crazed, maniacal teenager in there going through my stuff looking for money, or an overzealous $3 an hour security guard with a grenade launcher who wants to show the Army that Section 8 they gave him was a bum rap. But anyway, I brought some good news. I have my copy of TV Guide, as I always do.
I don't really need to be out here, do I?
No, we don't need you for this. I've been telling the network that for 18 months.
Yeah.
But some good news for NBC. Came in big in the ratings. V scored very big. Did you see V?
Miniseries? No, I didn't see all of it. Oh, I watched part of it.
It's good. You see, you know, my whole thing, I do not disbelieve that there is life on other planets. My argument is, why would they bother to come here? You know? I mean, honestly, if you're traveling through the universe, coming to Earth is like stopping at Stuckey's. You know? I mean, wouldn't it be embarrassing? We found out the only reason the aliens even stopped here would be like so their kids could go to the bathroom. Hey, we gotta go sometime. Might as well go on that smoggy one down there. No sense making a mess of the whole universe. See, why is it UFOs never land at, like, MIT or UCLA? They always land in the middle of a swamp where Bob Bookie and his cousin Weenie are out fishing. Here's a movie.
His cousin Weenie?
Cousin Weenie. But
is that Weenie Bookie? Bob Bookie and his cousin, would he be Weenie Bookie?
That is correct.
Yeah,
yes,
all right.
That is correct. Apparently you never worked in the South. But I must admit, did you like V? I like V. You don't have to applaud. I like V. It was good. The dialogue has gotten better.
I thought it was a pretty good show.
It was. I saw the worst science fiction film. You ever see a film, Attack of the Amazing Colossal Man, or Attack of the 50-Foot Man, or 50-Foot Woman? You know these movies?
No.
This movie has the best single dumbest line of dialogue. This is the exact line from The Amazing Colossal Man. What happens is this guy is a scientist. He's exposed to radiation, so he grows to be 50 feet tall, and his wife is disturbed about the change in her husband. Okay. Now, what happens in the movie, there's a scene where the wife is knitting, and she's real nervous, and she hears on the radio, "We interrupt this program for a special bulletin. A 50-foot man has just attacked a small town in Southern California." And this is the actual line from the film. She puts her knitting down, and she goes, "Bob is 50 feet tall. I wonder if..."
Okay, we'll be back here. We got to pause. We'll be right back to continue talking with Weenie Bookie. Jay Leno is here. I know, we got a good show. Lauren Hutton, you know Lauren? You ever worked with her?
I just met her. She's real nice.
Met her where? In the hallway?
In the hallway,
yeah,
right?
She's very nice. Attractive woman.
Very attractive.
Yeah. Now, every time you come on the show, you always have something that's kind of eating at you, something that's under your skin.
Something that's sticking in my craw?
Yeah, that's right.
You know something? We make a good car in this country, huh? Why can't we sell cars intelligently the way other countries sell cars? You know, I see ads, BMW, Volvo, Mercedes. You ever see they show the guy driving around a high-speed test track, braking, handling, give you facts and figures so he can make an intelligent decision? I see an ad the other night, Ford Tempo, mom, dad, 2 kids riding through the desert. Suddenly, dad sees the word Tempo in 60-foot letters. What does he do? He nails it. Yo! He goes through the O. I mean, when you fall out of the O, you call your insurance company, you tell them what happened. Yeah, I think I hit a headwind going in. Now, General Motors got this other clown, Mr. Goodwrench.
Yeah.
Hey, what nationality is the name Goodwrench? Is it some kind of Indian name? Him good. Him work with wrench. Of course, Mr. Goodwrench is just the most honest mechanic in the world, this guy, ain't he? A new engine? Oh, no, Mrs. Smith. It's just this little 29-cent fuse. No charge. Of course, this guy's never around when you bring your car in, sir. Come here, Mr. Goodwrench here today? Mr. Goodwrench, yeah, well, he ain't here right now, but his brother-in-law, Dead Battery, will take care of you. I'm watching TV the other night. I see an ad for Grecian formula. The man in the ad has white hair. The next day, he has black hair. Nobody seems to notice this major phenomenon. He goes to the office. Secretary says I look younger. Boss wonders if I've lost weight. Here's a company gonna wind up on the Fortune 500, huh? It says right on the bottle, no one will know you're using it. If nobody knows I'm using it, why am I buying this in the first place?
Good that you got that.
I had to get that off my chest,
yeah.
This I'm sorry for that.
Now, I know, Jay, I notice, I know in addition to working around the country at clubs and stuff, you recently, this is my part.
My book deal?
My part, so I like to stretch it out a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. Go crazy, have fun, have a ball.
You recently signed a lucrative writing deal with a publisher?
As you know, I signed a deal with the Harlequin romance novel people.
Oh, I didn't know it was the Harlequin folks, no.
You know, my life, pretty exciting, television, clubs. They thought I signed a 3-book deal. Unfortunately, I had to write all 3 books at once. That was a tough deal about it. But I wrote some books based on kind of my experiences on the show, off the show. The first book of the series is called, here it is here.
Oh, you have some with you?
Called Love at Late Night. Can you get a shot of that there? It's a pretty exciting book. It's it's a story. It's a story of a fictitious late-night talk show host who falls in love with a radical Shiite Muslim woman who's out to destroy the very empire he set out to create. It's horrible. Can you get a shot there?
It's right here. Sure. This is. I think we've seen it, but we'll take another look. Yeah, that's very nice.
See, can you see the car crash and punching out the guy?
Yeah, it looks like a lot of action.
Pretty exciting. The second of the series is well, it's one of those kind of power broker books. It's women in supermarkets seem to love these. Let me just read you one of the notes from what they said about it. He ran roughshod over the city just as he did to those that loved him.
Oh, no.
He was a god to his women. He was no ordinary man. He was the mailman. Can you get a shot of that there, huh? It's a fascinating book.
Wow.
That just covers the early years.
Yeah.
And the second one is kind
beautiful binding.
It's
in
a
that.
beautiful
It's very nice
binding.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so many guys were fooled. They thought that was a $36
Yeah, I was
binding.
going to say
It's
this
only
would
a
be.
$12 binding.
I was going to say 36
Clive
on
Barnes
that.
guessed $30.
Yeah.
$12.50. And this is a book kind of based on my life. It's called The Comedian. Can you get a shot of that one there? It's that below you can see. There's Caroline's, Nick's. Oh, there's Comedy Cafe, Washington. A lot of the clubs. Can I read you a little something?
Yeah,
from
please
the book?
do. Do we have time for Jay to favor us with a little passage?
Let me just read you that. After doing Late Night with David Letterman, he later went to Nick's in Boston. From there, he went to the playground in Jacksonville, and then to Groucho's in Daytona Beach. After that, he went to Harrah's in Lake Tahoe, then Pumpernickel's Pub. It wasn't long before he went to Hampton's Casino, Gaspy's in Indiana, and then finally ended up at the Comedy Cafe in Washington. I think that's a pretty moving book, isn't it? Kind of give you an idea of the schedule that this guy is under.
Do you get a little something for each one of those mentions?
I'm really hurt.
All right, he'll be. Where are you going to be this time? What the hell did I do with it?
I was at Nick's.
Oh, that's
it's
right.
All
Nick's
here in the book.
It's in the book. Jay, good to see you again.
Well, good to see you, Dave.
You come back and you do.
All right, I guess I'll be back.
Okay, we have to go away for station identification. We'll be back.